And wow, okay. YouTube, we're live. So we want to remove. And add this one.
It's not playing on Facebook?
No. Scheduled for today, for later. No, it won't let me. Okay, hold on. All right, where are we? We are now live. Sorry, I screwed up. You know why? We don't even have music or anything of that sort.
No worries.
How fun is that? Okay. So we are now live without the benefit of the intro or anything, and we are live on YouTube. And you know why? Because I had brought the time forward to 9 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just to let you know, and so we are live. We have an audience of no one yet.
Should we restart so that it goes live on Facebook too?
It is live on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just put you. I just put you live on Facebook. So now we are here. But you know what? What I forgot to do? I forgot to make an announcement that this is what we're going to do at 9:30. I was so involved with the work. Remember the writing? I'm doing the 6,000 odd pages that I didn't even get ready. And I had forgotten that I was pulling it forward to, what time was it? 9 o'clock instead of 9:30. And then I want to bring it further and further and further until we're finally starting at 8 o'clock, which is, I think, is a more decent time. Don't you think?
Yeah, brilliant. Not a problem at all. Whatever works best for our
Sure.
viewers.
Sure. And so now you are going to take us to somewhere.
Okay.
I'll leave it to you because my brain is fried. When you work on material, that do you actually believe that when you write something that with convoluted English and things like that it can actually warp your brain? So my brain is officially warped this whole week, and I'm still not done yet, and it looks like I'm not going to be done till Sunday. So
no worries. I know that feeling. I didn't prepare anything for this. I just read that you had said today's topic was going to be reflections on inner strength and the purpose of pain and elimination of suffering. But I think that feeling that you're in right now, that state you're in, is a good talking point as well.
Okay.
Because we all get so caught up, with our different tasks, our different goals in life that, sometimes we forget, take that time for ourselves. And I've seen your schedule, which is more than most could handle. And I think we should talk a lot about how to build that inner strength, because over time it does wear us down. I had one story I thought we should talk about. I'm not sure if you heard it, about the young man who was given an axe by his father, and he went out into the world trying to find a job. He had nothing but an axe and his strong body, and he decided to go try his hand at a wood mill.
And, that axe! I thought you meant like the spray.
That
Sorry.
too. He, he got hired right away, and he went out, and the first day he chopped down 18 trees, and the boss was stunned and said, "Wow, that's absolutely incredible." And the young man was ambitious as hell, and he decided, the next day I'm going to beat that record. I'm going to chop down more than 18 trees. And so he woke up at the crack of dawn before anyone else got up and went to work and started hacking away, but he only chopped down 15. And
So
he
it got
decided to
less and
go.
less.
He said he'd go to bed earlier, get a bit more rest, save his strength, eat a little bit more, get up even earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and start chopping away. And the next day he chopped 10 and then 8. And by the end of that week, he only chopped down 2 trees. And so he went back to his boss and he said, I have to put in my resignation. I tried the hardest I could, but, it seems like I just hit a stroke of luck on that first day. And, I'm not as good at my job as I thought I was.
Mm-hmm.
And the boss said, how long have you taken to sharpen your axe? And I said,
Mm-hmm.
well, I haven't. I've just been working too hard. I've been putting all the effort in. And I think a lot of that time we don't take that time off to sharpen our axe. And what exactly is needed for that inner strength, to build that inner strength, is a lot of the time the work we take for ourselves, the time we take off, the rest, and having the right mindset going forward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so later we're going to have, I couldn't find any guests to come on at such short notice. I think Ellie's going to be joining us for a little bit to talk
All right.
about how she's developed her mental strength.
Sure. While we're waiting for guests to come on and for people to populate the viewership here, let me go with your story and let me talk about how, see, people don't realize that I'm actually started the show half an hour earlier. And so they're nonstop, persistent, actually, calling. With the axe story where he tried to be a lumberjack, you're suggesting that in between all of the, in practical terms, like when we have a schedule to meet, things to do, and we finish that work, whatever that work is, and we don't take time off to relax, to breathe, to do the things we love to do. Like in real life, how would that apply? Like, what do you do to sharpen your axe?
I find a lot of the time to sharpen my axe, it's not always just taking the time off to do the things I love to do, because it's a fine balance between doing the things you need to accomplish your goals and enjoying yourself. But a lot of the time, I just spending those extra few minutes to meditate, to get my mind in the right direction, to make sure there's the right kind of positive self-talk beforehand and I'm charged up, ready for whatever task it is. That's a huge help.
Sleep?
Sleep, definitely. You got to recharge the tank. Diet, nutrition, making sure you're well fed and energized. Vitamins, maybe even a little bit of exercise from time to time, some sunshine, get some vitamin D, get everything flowing. And I find more than anything, meditation has helped a lot, just to gain that clarity and that focus.
You've been doing that CE5 sort of meditation thing. I was supposed to do it last Saturday. But then a lot of concerns came up about the legality of it in Singapore. Now the fine is $4,000 if you are caught first time, because they found it $300 doesn't do it for a lot of people, and people flaunt it. Here's $300, take it. Let me pay it ahead of time. So what if I don't wear a mask? So what if I'm congregating with my family? It's $4,000 per person.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So they really mean business here, and I think the mask situation has gone up as well with the cost of it, and so everybody's wearing a mask, or I think worst case scenario, they're gonna have to take their underwear off and wear it over their heads if they're ever caught. Soup du jour. Wear that. So having time to yourself, sharpening your sword, can also mean taking a course, doing something completely different. It doesn't have to be like switched off, does it?
No, not at all. You can stay on, engaged, but sometimes even just changing up that task. Could be taking a course to build your skills, to build your confidence in whatever you're trying to do. And it could also be, taking a little bit of extra time to, separate your different projects. I mean, for me, I have almost a little bit of ADD in the way that I perform work. And I don't know if you're similar, or any of you guys out there are similar, but I find if I have 5 different projects running, using strategic procrastination is very useful. So if I'm getting very tired of doing project A, I procrastinate by doing project B. So it's always useful time.
Strategic procrastination. I like that. Interesting term. It almost legitimizes it, doesn't it? Somewhat, a little bit. I have strategic. Where's the N? I don't have the enter key. You suffer from strategic. Here we go. You're listening to the program called Uncommon Sense. It's a conversation between my son and myself, Luke Gill, and we are discussing today about taking time to relax in between. And we started off discussing this because I have been working hard at this project for the last, 8 weeks, maybe more. Hard at it. Before, it was just a little bit here, a little bit there, whenever I had the time. But I've been working hard at it, and so my brain is a little bit fried. You want to say hello to your grandmother?
How are you?
Hey, Mamji, thanks for listening. And so the discussion right now is that in between working hard, and it's commendable to work at your goals, but you have to take time off in what Luke calls strategic procrastination, which is, I think you just invented a new term. Maybe the title of your next book, Strategic Procrastination. It works in every situation except when you're about to get married the next day or something like that. Then strategic procrastination doesn't help. Not at all. Or on your wedding night, I guess. So again, we have to stay alert to possibilities. So the way Luke does it is, we haven't heard how you do it, but
Well, I like to have a variety of different projects running at the same time.
Oh, I see. When you get bored of one, you go to the other.
When I have a couple different books I'm working on, a couple different courses, a couple other side businesses, and when I have deadlines for each of these that I need to meet, and I try to work as hard as I can to make sure I meet those deadlines. But I'm also very flexible with my time and how I use it. And if I become, blocked up, a lot of people who are writing, I'm sure you've experienced, what they call writer's block. Instead of forcing myself through something that isn't flowing, I try to engage that flow by going to where my brain is working and, working on project A, B, C, D, and flowing back and forth between all of them.
If you have a question you want to ask either Luke or myself, feel free to post a comment either on Facebook or here on StreamYard. Or if you would like to be part of the discussion, the link for these discussions is right there, also in the chat. You'll see it in your Facebook as well. Just click on it and it will take you automatically here. You don't have to download any software. It just brings you right into the studio and I will bring you up. The discussion today is taking time off from all of your projects using strategic procrastination, not to be confused with strategic confusion if you're working on multiple projects, or strategic lethargy, also not being able to get yourself together to finish projects. I found that sometimes when I'm working too hard on a project or several projects, that sometimes I wish I had focused on one to the exclusion of everything else so that I'll get that finished. And now, ever since I started doing that, I've been rock and rolling along. Actually, it's more than halfway done, the project. I never thought we'll come to that point, and I will get that to that point very, very soon as well. Christina, hi, from Bulgaria, from your part of the woods. Luke, I'm not able to be in Bulgaria right now, but my son Luke is there, so feel free to connect as well. But I noticed something, Christina. You and everybody else are not wearing a mask. Why? I mean, this is going to be a second wave or a third wave about to hit you as well. Joycelyn, welcome to the studio as well. Of course, my mother is here as well. And Bridge is also joining us watching this show, Luke. So good to see you all. Nice to see you again. Yes, absolutely. It is good to be seen. I've been holed up in Singapore, and I'll probably be here until October. The way situation is going. But if all of the predictions are correct, then we will see a second, maybe a third wave of infections. Do we call it infections? No. We still call it infections.
Yeah, I guess so. Infections, cases.
Cases. That's what I was looking for. Man, I am so fried. You're going to have to jump in here. There's going to be cases coming up, and so far everybody's on a well, in a world of their own. They're not paying attention to anything, so who knows what will happen later. So anyway, so Luke, you were talking about strategic procrastination. Tell us more about that.
Well, strategic procrastination is something that I use regularly. I've been starting to use regularly because I find, when I become so involved with one task, it becomes something that wears on us. If it's something menial, if it's something that our passion really isn't truly in, or we just meet some kind of block. Sometimes we need to find inspiration from outside, as a lot of artists do. I find that to take that time and channel it into a different productive task that'll still bring you closer to your goal is a brilliant way to take a little bit of time off without wasting time.
Good idea. And yes, Christina, I do know you guys live in Bulgaria and there are no rules here in Bulgaria, which is kind of why I like being there, actually, because there are no rules. And you don't have to follow, well, no, not any stringent rules, but at least we are by the sea. And if you live by the sea, the rules don't matter, right, Luke? Are you wearing a mask, by the way?
Everyone follows different set of rules based on different kinds of beliefs. And
is that a no?
No, of course I'm wearing a mask. It's a very weird thing. I was walking to the bank the other day to go sort something out with my account and get some papers signed. And it's the first time in history where they require you to wear a bandana over your face before you go into a bank.
And they insist on it, too. Otherwise, they don't recognize you. Which reminds me, if you have a chance tomorrow or today, no, today you won't, have time. But if you go tomorrow, find out from Georgi if I have all the papers necessary. He acknowledged receiving them, and I'm not sure if he wants the, physical copies. or what
Not a
he
problem.
needs
I'll
to have
sort it
done.
out
Okay,
tomorrow.
please, I appreciate that. So living in Bulgaria has been very, very good for you. Tell us why, Luke, in terms of what we're talking about. Relaxation, ability to relax, as opposed to living in Singapore, as opposed to living in New York, as opposed to living in London. You've done all these things, and you've lived in Paris as well. So,
Yeah.
which is the best city so far to give you the relaxation that you needed and all of that? For you too, Mel. What does it mean for you too? Oh yes, a mask. I always wear a mask, Christina, and always keeping safe. And I would love to have you alive when I get back there, so that we can chat some more about possibilities and doing stuff. But stay safe, kid. Sorry, Luke. Go ahead.
No worries at all. Yeah, I mean, living in all these different places have given me a lot of different experiences that, all contributed something. And they were exactly what I needed at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that, I love living in London. I love living in Singapore. But when I'm in London, Singapore, New York, it's a very go, 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 fast paced attitude. Um, and a lot of the time I'm so focused on just the money aspect of things, making more money to afford what's necessary. Welcome, Ellie. Good to see you.
Hi.
We're just
You will
talking about.
you will introduce Ellie.
This is Ellie, my lovely fiance, and we were just talking about living in Bulgaria. I mean, we've lived this last year all over the place: Berlin, Singapore, London here, and my dad was asking me, what exactly is it that Bulgaria has been so great for? Why do we choose to live here?
I
And I'm
I
saying
kind
all
of have
these other
some.
some
Hold
sound
on.
issues. No worries. She'll be back in a second. But these other cities are very, very fast paced and very, very
Is she having
different kind of
trouble
energy.
with the computer, or was she intimidated by the question and faked a technical problem?
Could be. I'm not sure.
Okay,
We'll find out in a second.
all right.
And,
Sorry. So how do you find Bulgaria? I mean, like say Varna. I mean, when you say Bulgaria, usually it's just Varna, isn't it, for all of us?
I love a lot of different areas of Bulgaria, but Varna's my favorite. I think something about the energy and mostly the people. The people are all really warm, welcoming, inviting, and I find it's a perfect place. I have my little sanctuary here, my office, where I can get stuff done. And when I need to take that break, a short walk down to the beach away, amazing coffee, and to top that all off,
What?
everything is so much more affordable. And when we're able to save that much money and set all the other money
What is
aside
going
for
on?
businesses and investment, you're live now. Can you hear us?
You are live.
Hello? Can you hear
Can
me?
you can you
Hello?
hear us?
Yes, loud and
We
clear.
are
No.
speaking.
Oh my
Yes.
God! No.
Now you can hear us.
Yes, I can hear you guys now.
Okay, good, awesome. She can hear. I think it's a
Beautiful.
miracle, Luke. It's a miracle. After this, we'll learn to walk slowly. It's good.
Step by step.
Welcome to the show. Luke is going to tell you what the whole thing is all about.
Yes.
Let me first welcome a friend. I haven't heard from him for a long time. Charn Trakan Slip is from Bangkok, Thailand. He's been very busy
Welcome.
online, teaching a lot of people. And welcome to the show, Charn. So, Ellie, Luke will tell you what we've been doing, and then maybe we can get your input.
Sure.
So we've been talking a little bit about what's necessary in order to build that inner strength and to really get over those hurdles when we feel overworked. Because my dad's been working so hard at a couple of his projects right now, and really just completely exhausted. And so we've been talking about what, what exactly it is that can help us to build that inner strength. And I talked a little bit about um, selective procrastination or strategic procrastination.
Yeah.
Not the same procrastination that I used to do back in high school, where we start doodling on the papers instead of learning.
Okay.
But when we have multiple projects running at the same time, if you hit a brain block or a writer's block with one, go ahead and start working on the other one and the other one, and
Yeah.
making sure that you're constantly using your time effectively. And
Is that sounds like that's what you guys are doing? Is that right, Ellie? Is that right, Ellie? Is that what you're doing now? Like keeping a track of your projects, your timeline, and all of that. You're doing that.
Yes, we develop.
So in other words,
it's a large poster on the wall here, keeping me organized and on task.
Are you broadcasting to your phone or to your computer?
Right now, okay.
You are to your computer. That much I know, because it's on your lap and we can see it moving occasionally when you're excited. And Luke, you're on a computer, or
I'm on my computer as well.
Oh, so you can't turn to your list, like. No, it's okay if you.
I gotta have to unplug a lot of these.
Oh no! Forget it. Then you're gonna run out of power. Later, some other time, we'll show. I mean, so here is cooperation that really works as a team, because here is American big idea, many projects, and German precision to make sure that it is done. Achtung, Achtung, this is to be done. Schnell, do it now. Yeah? Yes, that's right. Get it done. All right, good. So it works for both of you. Awesome.
Does it?
More effective than anything I've had in the past. I mean, I find I'm great with the ideas, but sometimes my head is so far in the clouds that it's great to have someone to bring me down to earth sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. I could read so much into that. That's good. That's very good. Bringing me down to earth. I spend not a lot of time on earth. That's my problem.
Too many of those CE5 meditations.
Well, actually, I've developed something right now, Luke, which is mind-boggling. It's creating. It's creating things that I don't know, that I never had to deal with before. Let's put it that way. And usually,
wow.
I'm in command and in charge, and now I'm not so much. It's something else. So it's becoming weird, and so I need to finish that project for Bernard. Make sure it's finished and deliver it. Hopefully by Sunday, I think, maybe, and then he'll be happy, and everybody can go and do things. But in between, I'm trying to create a lot of other things. We have feedback coming from somewhere.
Yeah, I hear that as well.
Oh, you know what?
Your headphones are on?
Headphones are on? Ellie?
Much better now. No feedback.
Much better. Oh, I see. The head. Oh, I see. You got to plug it in. I still hear it, though. Say something, Luke. Just curious.
Test. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Testosterone. Yeah, it's not mine either.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good. We screwed up a lot with this show because I tried to bring it a half an hour earlier, and I had forgotten that I didn't tell everybody. I just did it. And so Facebook kicked us out because you're supposed to start in StreamYard within 10 minutes. You're supposed to go live. And so it canceled that broadcast, only had the YouTube one. So we had to add the full Facebook thing. So that's why we're a little bit discombobulated, because I haven't connected the other computer, which has the music. So
Okay.
today is going to be musicless, and nothing, just discussions
Not a problem at all.
and a free for all. Charn, if you would like to be part of this program, we're discussing. Tell Charn what we're discussing, Luke.
Oh, we're discussing, exactly how to approach life and our tasks that we need to in the optimal way, how we can avoid burnout, and how we can build that inner strength during times when we've depleted our batteries a little bit. How do we recharge? How do we prepare for what's next most effectively? And when we feel that pressure and a little bit of burnt out, how do we charge ourselves up inside and bring ourselves to that point where we're ready to accomplish that next task with full power, full confidence? And I think a lot of the time we can find that outside in the different things that we do. Yesterday Ellie and I took some time off to go spend some time on the beach, and just that extra time in the sea air, there's something about the energy. It just recharges you.
That's a bit, when I'm in Varna, when I go there, I spend 2 weeks here, 2 months here, 2 months there, 2 months everywhere. I'm that sort of like Rolling Stone kind of person. So nobody knows where the hell I am at any one time. But the point is, when I come to Varna, it's the beach, the coffee shop, all of that is part of a way of life. It's not like I'm on vacation, because the different scenarios, the different surroundings, all have a certain. In French, you say "je ne sais quoi," How do you say that in German, or how do you even translate it to English?
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
A little something special, a little type of energy.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to translate that exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, when we sit with that notebook to write something, there's a different energy that flows at
Correct.
Coffee than down by the beach or
in
the mountains.
In Varna, just being in Varna, you don't even have to take time off, because you're already in time off. I mean, you're living in time off. For God's sake, you're living in a beach resort.
That's amazing.
That's amazing, isn't it? It's a different way of life.
Yep.
For a lot of people, they come there from Russia, from England, from Italy, from other different places, just to enjoy the sea for maybe a month, and then they go back. But you live there, so every day is, for me at least, when I'm there, recharging automatically, no matter what I do. Even if I go to a bakery and buy something, even if I have to do grocery shopping or something, some mundane task becomes extraordinary by the presence of the location. And that's what I found. Varna is an amazing place. Colin, welcome to the show. Colin joins us as well and is watching.
Awesome.
At some point, you guys should sit down and talk about some of the projects that we left halfway before with the COVID thing. So we never got a chance to launch it. So now would be a good time, Colin, because of the nature of the online thing. Everything we talked about, let's chat about. But for now, if you are free, Colin, I would love for you to click on that link that you see in the chat and join us for a discussion about working hard, Varna, being here, the joy of being in this place, all of that. Thought you might be interested in giving some input into how you conduct your life as well. Colin has been dating supermodels lately. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's very interesting. So either the supermodel didn't know she's going to be posted, or he does that to everybody. It says, "Hi, let's just say hello." And it's for my Facebook. It's not real. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just kidding. So he says hello to all of us anyway.
Hi, Kellen.
Join
I
us
was supposed
if
to
you'd
meet
like.
him for a cup of coffee the other day, but when I saw that photo on Facebook, I understood why he missed it.
Understandable.
I can understand. And Surang joins us from Thailand as well. She's one of my students, but now is a coach on her own and is coaching people and doing a lot of good things as well. So she's joining us. So Surang or Joycelyn, if you'd like to be part of the show, please feel free to just click on that link. And just so that in case that link went a little bit beyond, see if I have it. You want to know how discombobulated I am? The keyboard is there. The speakers are here. And the other computer, which has the music, is underneath there. And I totally spaced on all of this. So unprofessional. Anyway, so let's get back to the discussion about dealing with overwork, burnout. How do you do that? I have a sister, Luke, your aunt, who is a medical doctor, and she's burnt out. She just would like to take a very long holiday and just relax because she sees endless. It's not that she doesn't want to see them. It's just that at some point you get so tired, your eyes become blurry.
Yeah.
Colin says
work-life balance.
he will not be able to join us because his internet is not. His internet is not stable at the moment. Can you hear that excuse in the middle of the night on the bed? I'm so sorry, I can't do anything for you, darling. My internet is not stable at the moment. You got to fix your hardware there, sir. Anyway, yeah, to attend to the software. So, and Luke was giving us some ideas. I'm sorry, I interrupted your ideas. What are some ways in which we can deal with burnout and relax and de-stress?
One thing that me and Ellie have been using a lot has been meditation, and just taking those few minutes, just to go inside ourselves, recenter, rethink about that purpose, that goal. And for me, a lot of the time when I meditate, it's not so much to clear the mind completely. A lot of people say focus on nothing. I focus on my why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I driven to do this task and the next task and the next task? And by really refocusing on your why, it recharges that motivation, and it gives you energy from somewhere that you didn't even know you had it. I find that also.
You find a lot of people don't know why they're doing what they're doing. You find that
it's not
they're
so
doing
much
it. They're going through the motions, but they have no clear idea why. Why the hell am I doing this? Things like that.
People, they have their why, but they don't keep it at the forefront of their brain.
Yeah.
One tool that Ellie just got started with the other day is creating her vision board. And so she cut out all these little pictures of, her dream life, what she's trying to achieve, what she wants to see in the future, how she wants to see these next few years go. And by having that right next to your computer, right next to your workstation, anytime you're feeling low, anytime you're feeling lazy, like, oh, I could go take a nap right now. I could go get a snack. It recharges you, and you say, oh, wait, well, for that, I'm willing to do it.
Like a visual pro and con sort of thing, like a visual. What do you call it? Not so much a. Oh wow, we needed that. not a visual reminder. Help me with this. Like a visual representation of
visual
the benefits
anchor of,
and the cost of doing what she does, like that.
Exactly. You know, it's what is the reward that you are going to give yourself by doing this thing that might not be the most fun?
Is that your vision?
I picked up I picked up a couple of photos today morning, and that's, for example, one of it. I would like to do a road trip with Luke, and sleep, for example, in a VW bus right in front of the sea.
Wow! And
Yes.
Are those two guys joining you? It's going to be quite an ordeal. If I'm not mistaken, what works well is you gotta substitute the pictures of those guys with you. Like get yourself into the. No, really, I'm not kidding. You get into the same pose, you know, and he has to. Well, if he's been working out, you're not.
That's a good idea.
Add the belly, Photoshop it down, and then just stick those out, and you'll be surprised. Then you'll see you guys, not somebody else. So, so that if you have a holiday somewhere, and suddenly the guy next to you in the van, you look at that picture, and both of you say, "Hey, these are the guys in our picture. We manifested them." You know, so on and so forth. But wherever you have those pictures, either they have no humans or they have you guys as the humans in them.
Yeah.
And then you'd be surprised. You'd be even, of course, even better. So it reminds you that if you work hard, the cost of that is that you lose out on relaxing, doing nothing, watching a movie, Netflix, and chill, But at the same time, the reward is that you get to spend time in that van and see that ocean and do that thing. Right? I love it. Love it. Good idea. A vision board is like a lens for your focus, a lens for your clarity as to your why. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Because I want to be at that ocean and sit there. But somewhere in there has got to be financial stability, which brings up a question, Luke. I see all these hoo-has and people talking and saying, well, money isn't everything and da-da-da-da-da. But most of them who say that usually have enough money. They don't have a lot of... there are two groups of people saying that. Those who have enough money, they don't have to worry about paying the bills and going and doing something and this and that, but yet more than 60 to 70% of the American population is $400 away from being devastated and reaching into absolute chaos with their life and debt. And I mean $400 of unexpected expenses. They're literally living from paycheck to paycheck and mouth to mouth. The situation is true in Singapore as well, because the paybacks are not much. And you know, when you deal with people that govern you and they take away thousands but give you hundreds back, it's not helping anybody, especially in this COVID situation. But and that's happening everywhere. United States, Mexico, da-da-da-da-da. Name any country in the world. That's exactly what's happening, except Norway and Denmark and other countries where governmente means controlling the mind, governmente, and helping the psyche of the people. And their national wealth is growing, and their way of life and the ease of life. Nobody has to work that hard. There are people who are now over 65 having to collect cardboard cans to make a living, and I think that's a shame. You know?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't want to get too political right now, but that's
no. I'm referring to
a massive
Ivanka Trump. I'm referring to her. You know what she said the other last week when asked, why are you cutting $600 away from every American's paycheck for unemployment and all of that? I said, because the American public doesn't want free money. They want to work very hard for it. And this is from a person who never had to work for it one single day in her life. All was inherited, all was given to her. And it's like, it reminds me of Catherine the Great. I don't know if you remember. Was it Catherine? Who was it who was decapitated in the middle of the, right near the Eiffel Tower?
I think Catherine the Great had an incident with a horse.
Yes.
That's Russia. That's Russia. That's damn. My brain isn't working. Who was she then? She was a queen, wasn't she? Or wow, the brain doesn't work. And where's my friend Lawrence when you need him? Who got guillotined?
Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette, thank you. And she lived in the palace, and she said, "Let them eat cake." When it was told by the advisors, the people are rebelling out there. Da 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 da. I don't think I even said that right. And so they're very upset and da da da. And she said, "Let them eat cake." Ekaterina the Great, Catherine the Great. Well, that's a horse story. But that's Russia. That's a whole different thing. And it was Marie Antoinette who said the same thing. It was kind of sad. And so they headed to decapitation. But that's unreal because they need that money. Every dollar, every $600 even, allows them some modicum of living with dignity, instead of scrounging and so on and so forth. So I'm a little bit upset listening to that and saying, my God, these people are not in touch with reality. Billionaires' daughters and all these rich folks and so on and so forth say, well, they just need to work harder. Where's the work? No jobs available. 10 million jobs lost last week.
That's when it's now with everything going online, it's the best time to create a job, to create passive income flows, and to create to be entrepreneurial and step out of that frame of having to be employed. We can employ ourselves. What value can we add? And ultimately, when we're adding value, we're going to see value coming back in.
Why didn't you write about this? You have a lot of knowledge about all of this. You've been through every program. Most of the people who run these programs are your friends, and you know them by name. You can even call them. And why don't you work out a deal with them and say, let's make it inexpensive for a lot of people to learn how to get online and do stuff that they need to do, and even take their work online, their hobbies, and who knows what you can make from that.
That's actually one of the things that me and Ellie have been working on.
Very cool.
Strategic procrastination projects.
And scheduled, I'll ask the German coordinator this question. When will the first one be finished, Ellie?
The first one will be finished in 3 weeks.
Wow, good. We have a schedule. Yeah, look at his face. I think you guys should
I just want to see his face.
Should have. She has this nice evil laugh about her. I like that. No, that's a very, very cool. Luke, Rosita Ileva, welcome. Galia Bakova, welcome to the show as well. And Joycelyn agrees with you guys about the vision board. Joycelyn, do you use these vision boards? They're good focuses of attention. They create a foci of attention so that you're clear about where you go. But Luke is talking about something else, that some vision boards should also have an element of why you are doing this to begin with. And relaxation seems to be the why for Ellie. Work hard until you don't have to work hard anymore. Some people, fame, work hard until you don't need to introduce yourself. You see all these posters going around. And then some other people say work hard because you want to work for others and help others and serve and so on and so forth. And these are all worthwhile and healthy pursuits and helps the population of the planet. But we shouldn't be apologetic, even if we just want to work hard for the money. If it is the money, then be honest, be clear, and fix your relationship with money until you no longer have to struggle with the issues from dad or mom. Usually it's mom, that where you can only earn a certain amount beyond your parents. And so beyond that means it's anathema. You cannot, it's unheard of that you would earn more money than your parents, or your parents may have told you got to work hard. If you don't work hard, you're da 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 da. Or you can't be an entrepreneur because that's stupid. That's this and this and this and dumb, 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 and so on and so forth. So, and usually these people don't know the troubles that you have to go through, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think what it boils down to is, it goes back to taking that time for yourself. And part of these meditations that we've been doing is looking inside and seeing what our limiting beliefs are. Because a lot of the time we absorb those limiting beliefs, from our parents, from our friends, from our, colleagues, saying, you can't do this for this reason, you can't do that for that reason. And it somehow becomes true to us. And the biggest piece in life and learning and going forward and the biggest piece of growth is unlearning the stuff that isn't useful for where you want to go. Because where you want to go is not the same as where everyone else wants to go. And that's okay. As soon as you are crystal clear in where you want to go and how you need to think and how you need to be and what kind of beliefs you have to have going forward in order to do that, the road clears up.
Mm-hmm. And maybe you could give these guys some tips on what helped you to do that. But before you do, Joycelyn answered, says, yes, I do, Dr. Mel. It works well. I believe that it's very useful to have it. And there you go. Joycelyn is another one. If you are listening to this program and you agree that a vision board is very useful, tell us how you use it and tell us why or in what way it's been useful for you, maybe as a reminder. I know that in my house, Luke will tell you this growing up, the entire house is a vision board. There is not one wall space that's empty that cannot hang a picture anywhere. So that's the vision board of sorts. It changes from time to time, but it's time to change it again. I think I've been having this ridiculous urge to pull everything down, Luke, and to start again.
I don't blame you. It's necessary sometimes. Our vision as we evolve changes, and like what you were saying before about finding our why is going to change over the years too. Sometimes it's because we meet someone new. Sometimes it's because we find a new purpose. Sometimes it's simply because of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. As we get out of that stage of where some people are at, just looking for how we're going to make next week work, how we're going to make the end of the month's bills work.
Subsistence, yeah.
Become comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
We're not working just to exist. Our evolution is able to seek outside of ourselves and then finally start to look at what can we do, not just for self-gratification, but for the world
for the
around
society.
us.
For the society.
How can we make our world better?
Improve the world. And also at the same time, eventually to be self-actualized so that you can become, you find meaning in your existence.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are losing right now. Suicide rates are going up. People are becoming more and more depressed because they see no meaning in their existence or in the life that they have. And sometimes the unfortunate thing is that they put all of their dreams of themselves, their understanding of who they are, and their conceptualizations of self on someone else, or their happiness on someone else, or something else, like their job defines them. So when they lose that job, it's gone. That role is gone. They lose their job as a boyfriend or girlfriend, that role is gone. And so then they attempt to take their lives. So anyone that's with me or sits down and has coffee with me or whatever they're having with me, I usually try to teach them that that they need to pay attention to themselves, independent instead of codependent.
Absolutely. I love that. There's a meme going around Facebook with Will Smith. I guess it might not be the most relevant thing given what happened with data recently, but he said, he said it's, in order to have to give someone else the responsibility to make me happy is selfish. I should be happy and she should be happy in her own, and we should come together and share that happiness.
He said that?
He did. I mean, I think it was before.
After his wife ran off with the guy before? I don't know. But they've come together, they've worked it out, I think, or something like this. I'm not sure. I haven't paid I have to read that German gossip thing called Der Spiegel or something. Die Welt. But I think they're still together, if I'm not mistaken. She runs a podcast called The Red Table or The Red something table chairs, and he's just having fun, I think, or doing what he's doing. Mario is watching us. Welcome, Mario. And Joyce, read it.
Used it in my high school unconsciously, and I don't even know that it's a vision board. I like decorating my room, and it's usually about my life, my goals in life. 4 years ago, I became an entrepreneur. Then I suddenly came across the vision board. I'm a big dreamer, Dr. Mel, so I usually like to have visual art around me.
That's sweet.
I love that.
Yeah.
So important.
Mm-hmm. And Ellie and Luke, next time when we do this program, they also have a vision board of sorts for their bodies as well. It's not about your goals per se, but your health and how you want to look like, right?
Yes, we do.
And so I remember you guys had a thing there, a guy with big muscles and what a 6-pack? No, he had an 8-pack or something.
Something like that.
Something inhuman, yeah.
At least an 8-pack.
That's crazy.
Well,
excuse me, yeah.
We chose the models for what we want in everything in life, whether it's fitness.
Yes.
We have our business vision boards.
But you see, you got to take the names out, because I saw the one that Ellie wanted to be like.
It's still there.
It's still there. You see, no, that's good. Keep it there. But you should put your face on it, on her, but remove her name, because if I'm not mistaken, it's cold water, right?
Yes, yes. Kalt Wasser, cold water.
Kalt Wasser is cold water in German, isn't it? I thought it was. Her name is cold water. It's not going to work for Luke. Say, hey, Ellie, you want to? Here's some cold water. Have a bath. No, it's not going to happen. So yeah, put your names there.
Actually, maybe that vision board is why you've been taking so many cold showers recently. I thought it was the Wim Hof method.
Really? You have?
Yes, I love to take cold showers. It's for me, it's amazingly energizing.
Yeah. They have this. See if you can find it in Varna. They have this attachment that allows you to alternate cold and hot water automatically.
Okay. Ooh,
so.
Wow.
Every 2 seconds, every 1 second it'll be cold, and then it'll be hot, and then be cold and hot and cold and hot, cold and hot.
Really?
So you don't actually feel it, but your body feels it after a while. Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's pretty
And if
cool.
you want to do the Wim Hof thing in the summer, it's actually very simple, Luke. You know those inflatable children's tubs that are elongated. They're not very big, and for 2 or 3 kids at a time, blow it up. It if you guys get fed up of blowing each other, but you can blow this, and you can put it out there and fill it up with water, and you got ice in the store downstairs. Just put ice in it, and then sit in it.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
Isn't it? Do it once in a long while, and you'd be surprised, especially after working out so hard the way you guys work out at the gym, and you come back sweaty, like that.
Yeah.
Come back and just soak in it.
Why not? Let's give it a shot one of these days.
Yeah. I saw that somebody doing that on Facebook, and I thought, what a brilliant idea. I thought I couldn't do it here, but then I realized that I do have a tub outside, but I don't know if I can actually do it. So I'm gonna try. Tub might break though. We don't know. Lucia joins us from Brazil. And Joycelyn says the places I want to go. Oh, she puts all the places there that she wants to go. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah. Speaking of which, we started the discussion about the different countries you lived in and why Varna is so special to you. I remember when Luke said to anybody, cousins, aunts, uncles, anybody who asked, how do you like it in Varna? I cannot wait to leave this. God, no, imagine these are the words that he uses. And even the 3rd week that he was there, I said, Dad, can I speak to you? This was like 7 years ago. Dad, can I speak to you openly, honestly? I said, sure. We were walking back from Costa to the apartment. And said, why are we in this goddamn effing, everything was F all throughout, and I just couldn't stop but laugh. There's no answer. I had no answer but laughing, actually. Very supportive father. But anyway, so now you feel differently, right?
Absolutely.
Tell us how you feel.
Grown on me a lot. It's like anything in life, and any little bit of challenge. I used to be someone that really enjoyed my creature comforts. I used to be someone that really enjoyed routine and normalcy. And, in the last couple of years, I've really embraced, that stepping into that unknown and realizing how much growth and potential there is in facing that discomfort and stepping out of your comfort zone, and exactly how much there is to grow from when you do that. And I found that by going to all these new places, by trying to live in all these new places, not only do I broaden my social circles, broaden my life experience, but you face challenges that you wouldn't think you would normally face, and it really just helps you grow all around as a person. And as you get into the habit of facing each obstacle, with the right kind of attitude, you take that forward into every aspect of your life.
And so you don't miss those creature comforts. Do you miss those creature comforts?
I've found a way to drag a few creature comforts over here, so it's,
so that you, by doing that, you actually are enjoying the comforts of one creature. Basically. Ashok Thakur from New York joins us as well.
Hi,
how are you?
Hey Ali, hey Luke.
We're talking about taking time off, sharpening the sword. We're discussing why these guys love being in Varna. Maybe Ellie, Luke told us. You give us your why you love Varna.
My absolutely favorite is the beach. I love to go down to the beach in the morning to see the sunrise, or what I really miss
with Maria and company.
Yes, correct. Okay. So that's absolutely amazing. Yeah. so what we've been started to do is, because I totally missed that in the beginning, to build a social circle. So we've been doing that. We meet a lot of friends when we need to have a break. So we go for a coffee, or we go for a run, whatever it is. So that's really, really important for me. I love the silence here, to really come down and to just be in the city center. And even if you're surrounded by a lot of people, it's you can relax and you can calm down so much. That's absolutely incredible. It's something really magical here in Varna.
Very good. That's
Yeah.
what I saw when I first came about 8 years ago. And I said, wow, I want to live here. And I did.
Yeah.
And I just decided one day, and then poof, just made it happen.
Yes.
Yeah, one way or another. Ashok, where in the world do you find the most relaxation? Where you are in New York, or in another place that you would sharpen your sword, relax?
So most of the time I can find that relaxation anywhere I want to, because like I can sit in a meditation and find the relaxation. I mean, I did meditation in the middle of Times Square, sitting over there with all the people honking around there. But where most of it, so you can find the relaxation anywhere, but like it is enhanced by certain places. Like certain places around the globe have got better energy. So what it does is it aids in getting relaxation. Like you get much higher level of relaxation. So in nature, like I found it most of them when I was in Amazon, like in the middle of the jungle with no electricity, nothing, no running water. I mean, if you call the river, Amazon River, a running water, then yes, running water. But like, but there was nothing, no radio, no TV. In fact, when people say no radio, yeah, when people say no radio, no TV, no phone, that is one thing. Like I can achieve that over here. In fact, automatically, I don't have any internet service and I don't have all those things, so I'm achieving it over here. But that's not that important, as because there was no cell tower anywhere around, like 7 hours from there. There are no electromagnetic fields. It's all nature. So when you look at a tree, it looks like the tree is talking to you. And I'm talking without being on any plant medicine or anything like that. Once,
like he he had to make that little disclaimer a little bit. The rest of the time we were on some medicines, but that time we were not.
I preempted what you were going to say. I'm like, you're like, yes, you see that because you were high on
No, I wasn't at all. I was enjoying what you were telling us, because no cell towers, no noise, no activity, no other nonsense from cars, no nothing, no clothes. Oh my God, what a great way to live. Yeah,
I was coming to that. No clothes, but then like
I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures.
I know, but what I didn't put it up there is all the mosquito bites I have it on my body. But like I was over there, like I gone all prepped up. I take chloroquine, like for the malaria and everything, and I had to take it over there. On a second day, the shaman asked me. She said, "Why are you taking those?" I said, "So that I don't get malaria." She said, "You're not going to get malaria over here." And I so trusted her, I stopped taking it. And it didn't, even though mosquitoes did all the painting, mosquitoes made their own vision board on my whole body. But but no malaria, nothing in there. And I think also some people will think it's like not prudent to let go of all those things. But I think once you get to a point of trust and belief in something, that thing does not affect you adversely. So I think that was a big part of it, because we were like also when we were going over there, they were going to do Kambo ceremony. You know what Kambo ceremony is? Kambo, right? They take this frog, they catch the frog, they go hunting for the frog at nighttime, and hunting for them doesn't mean kill it. Okay, so I want to make that distinction very clearly. So they catch this frog. They call it hunting because they hunted it and found it. They take the frog has got a natural poison, which is
okay.
right, and then they put it into your body, that poison. Okay. Yes, I have marks over there. You can probably see it over here, but like what they do is they burn your body like at a certain point. Like think about it like a cigarette burn, and then they put the poison in there. And what that do is that poison actually goes in and cleanse your body, and you actually
You can
yes.
die from that poison.
No, you can because the poison itself. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Does that contain 5-MeO DMT?
Well, no, that DMT is different. DMT is in ayahuasca. This is entirely different thing. But what it is when you say you can die, you don't die from poison. You die from if you get too much of the poison potency, and they know it how to do it. So poison is actually a medicine in many of the, like if you go to the ancient India, like the poison is actually a medicine if it is administered properly, right? So
because they would put it on the tips of little dart-like things and then blow it out and hunt monkeys and things like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the impression of that, and also the impression is like in the Amazon, everybody is naked. That's not it. Like when they do their ceremonies, the women are dressed more beautifully than I've ever seen in any part of India. Not India, any part of the world. They are dressed so beautifully. They have clothes. Okay, they choose not to wear it unnecessary things. They don't wear bras because they think this whatever the elastic underneath that blocks your energy from going up into your upper upper chakras, like they don't call it chakras, but going up. So all the women who are wearing bras actually are blocking their energy to go up to their throat chakra and to their pineal gland, and so so they don't wear that, and I can understand why, but they wear beautiful clothes, like it's there is a typical impression about people in Amazon, and that's not what it is.
Sure. Amazon hippies, like Sedona.
Yeah. Well, so when I was coming to that, when I say trust, one of the things when I was going over there, we stayed in this lodge because we had to like start our journey in the morning, and the manager of that one was like, he said, I did all the ceremonies with everything. So one of my friends, she asked, so what do you suggest? He said, do everything, but don't do Cambo if you have heart issue. Okay. And he said because it makes your heart race so high, like absolutely ridiculously high, 3 times what the heartbeat. And if you've got a heart issue, you're going to have a problem. So I go over there and they are going to do the combo, and I had a heart attack, like in 2013, and I was like, you are looking at it, you did not know that.
No.
Okay, so we will catch up on that. But I had a heart attack. I had 5 stents in my heart.
5?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you
do
have
I win? Do I win or you win?
No, you win. Hands down, you win all the time. And speaking about you win, continue this discussion. I have to meet somebody on the other side for 1 second. Just continue the discussion.
Other side mean the Palladians or something, or in this world?
The Syrians. This is very Syrian. Luke, continue.
No,
okay.
No worries at all. I'm completely fascinated by this experience. I've heard some friends tell me some stories. What was it like when you got burnt? When you took the poison? What did it feel like?
Right. So firstly, let me finish that story because that leads to that one. That's a segue to that. So he said, you can do anything, but if you got a heart problem, don't do Cambo. So I go over there, right? I'm like, I'm not doing this, right? Obviously, like for obvious reason. And the shaman came to me and she said, "Why are you sitting over there? You have to go over there," because like she had all these other peoples from the tribe, uh, which were giving this combo to the other people, but she's like, I am going to do it to you, because she was so much in love with me. Like she was like, you're my warrior son and I'm going to take care of everything. And she said, I'm going to do it to you. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting it done. And she said, why? I said, I have issues. And I didn't tell her that I had a heart attack, right? So what she did is she sat in front of me. She said, "Oh, let me see." So she goes and she put her hand, and she put, like, the first place she put her hand is on my heart, and she had her eyes closed and she said, "Oh, you did have a heart problem, but you don't have it anymore." And I was like,
Wow.
okay. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to do that. She said, no, 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 you are doing this, right? So finally, I was very trusting to her. I said, okay, I'll do it, but let me ask you the question. I said, if a normal person comes to you who never had heart issues, like, so they administrated it at a different points over here, right? They burn different points.
Yeah.
So how many points you will do? She said, oh, if it is a first time new person, like I'll do one or two, right? I said, okay, I want just one of that. She said, no, you're getting four. And I was like, why I'm getting four? Like I had that issue. She said, no, you don't have that problem, but you have inside all those garbage left from that, which needed to be cleaned up, right? From that heart attack and all the medicine I took and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I was so trusting and so believing in her. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm like, what my friend, she's like, how far is the like the medical facility from here if he's dying? She said, like around 7 hours, right? And that's not a cardiologist, that's a family dentist. Yeah, I'm like, I'm doing it. I was trusting it that much. And she gave me this liquor to drink, which is like in Punjabi we call it, like it's like lassi, which is the buttermilk. So she gave me like a gallon of that, and she like drink it all. I'm like, okay. So I was drinking that. I drank all of that, and then she burned it. And she had the live rope. I have got pictures of that. I'll show it to you. It's very interesting. They take out the poison. She will burn it over here, and then they will take the poison and they put it in, and then they burn it at the second point, put it in, third point, put. After she put it in, my body was like somebody literally set it on fire. Like I cannot explain it in any other way. I thought like I jumped into the fire, and I did Tony Robbins fire walk. I know how it feels like. It wasn't even like that. It was like the flames coming all around me and burning me completely. I was like, oh my God, what is this happening? Like I can't stand over there. And then I threw up. That white liquor which they gave me, which was like a sour, wasted buttermilk, which you will not even smell it, right? That all came out with yellow, completely yellow. Okay. And she said, that's all the shit you had it from. Not the shit, but that's my language. I'm paraphrasing. That's all the stuff you have it from that heart attack. But my body is still burning, and I am like, okay, what? How do I fix it? I'm all burning. She said, jump into the river. And I'm like, because we did it on the bank of the Amazon River, and I was like, no, because I don't know swimming, right? She said, jump in there. And I'm like, no, not doing that. The river is running fast. I don't know swimming. But the burning was so much, eventually I jumped into the river. Okay. That was the only way to calm me down. And that was like it's not a hallucinogenic. It does something with your body and cleanse it up. And I felt so much cleansing after that. After that, I did not take any of the hard medication, which I was on 5 or 6 pills every day. And cardiologist was testing me, and they said everything is okay. So I don't know what happened with that, but that poison actually cleansed me up.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's
Yeah.
a long way to go to get treatment like that.
Yeah,
Are you
I
supposed to?
forgot.
Are you supposed to follow up and have another treatment later, or is this
No.
one time does it all?
Well, I mean, she didn't say anything about like this is a treatment or anything. That's their process. Like they do these things. Like they do these things. They have got these drops. It comes from some tree, and like they put it in your eyes to make your eyes better, to your vision better. But it's not only your vision, actual vision. It fixes that too. But that is the one which needed repetitive treatment. Like she put in. So she was like, okay,
So you obviously didn't do that one.
okay, so I did that one. So that
You did.
yeah. So what happened is put in eyes in your drops. Like I know you can see that. I'll tell you about that. So once they put in the drops in there, it feels like somebody take hot pepper sauce and put it in your eyes, and your mind goes crazy. Like you literally scream. Like I screamed it so much. Two people have to hold my head. I'm like, okay, Ashok, there goes about things about trust and belief because I fucking messed it up. I'm blind from this point onward. And she was like, no, don't worry. Like 15 minutes, you stay like that. So after 15 minutes, what I did is because I needed glasses to even read on this phone, and I was like, okay, what is happening to me? I have to have some. There is no newspaper, there is no magazine, so I'm like, I have to see whether I can read, right? So I grabbed my phone, even though there was no service, and I turned it on and I opened it up. I couldn't read anything. So now I'm really scared. I'm like, okay, Ashok, you really fucked it up. That's not good. And what happened is, like I said, I can't read anything. And she said, oh yeah, why you have the glasses on? I said, because without the glasses, I can't read anyway. That's and she said, take that off. I took that off. I could read everything clearly. Like there was the reason I was not able to read because I had the glasses on and I didn't need the glasses. And I did ask her. She, like I said, is this a permanent fix or temporary? Like she said, no, this treatment has to be done 2 times in a day for at least 4 months, and then you wouldn't need anything. So I tried to convince her, like whether she can give me drops, then I can take it with me and all those things. But they don't because it's a ceremony for them. It's very religious. So they have the things over there which we have got no idea, which can change your life in so many different ways. Those are the places. That is the place I felt like best, like you are saying, and I thought it is in enhancing what I have. I felt very good in Mount Shasta, which is the root chakra of the world, which has got so much energy in there that you can just sit over there and close your eyes, and it will enhance your practice, whatever practice they are. So yes, there are places in the world.
I did not know that Mount Shasta is the root chakra of the world, which means Uranus is not too far, is it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I got that. I got that. But like it's right over there. Uranus is right next to it. Yeah.
Well,
And what would that be? Phoenix?
Eye drops and burning of the frogs. Ellie, if S&M becomes too vanilla, we got to head on down to there.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing though. But everything is belief because somebody called me on the weekend because her boyfriend got COVID and he couldn't breathe and everything. I'm like, she's like, can you do something? I'm like, no, I'll go to a freaking doctor or a hospital. Why you are calling me? She said, oh, because he's too scared to go to the hospital. He thinks it's going to get worse. And I'm like, can he even breathe? He can breathe and everything, but he's having chest pain and everything. I'm like, I'm not going to get into that one. I'm not going to be that person who will tell you like, don't go to the hospital. But he didn't want to go to the hospital. She said, can you do meditation for him to calm him down because he's very anxious? So I said, for the anxiety, yes, you can do the meditation. But I said, he has to be willing and trusting to have any effect of that. So if you are forcing him to do the meditation because you think it is good, it has got not going to have any good effect on him. So it's a belief and trust. I've gone to the Amazon with complete belief and trust, because earlier, like one of the channel, I was with that, and then I had no plans to go to Amazon. And one of my friends, she channeled it, and she said, "You are going to go to Amazon, and you are going to meet somebody over there who is going to change your life forever." And I did not believe it at that point in time, but I have never thought about going to Amazon, and I did go to Amazon that year. Now, whether
he went because he was told he was going to meet a woman there who would change his life. And he didn't realize it was a shaman.
yeah, well,
Better than he's ever felt.
well, I eventually ended up going up with this beautiful girl, like, who is my friend, and had amazing time anyway. But she did not say, "I'm going to meet a woman." She said, when she was standing, she said, "You are going to." Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, I met a woman too. When I was going over there, I said, "Universe, I know you send all these beautiful women to me everywhere, but I know this is a jungle, so I'm not expecting anything from you." And I was surrounded by that. Anyway,
he's one of the last human beings that can truly say it's a jungle out there. You gotta keep saying, all right, good.
Different kind of jungle.
So between getting rubbed by the backs of frogs and taking substances from God knows where to put into God knows what, and to make you experience life, you are saying that being in the Amazon was one of the most relaxing, axe sharpening exercises you've ever done in your life.
Absolutely. There's no doubt.
And which place? Right now you're in New York City, right?
Yes. I'm on Long Island, New York.
Say again, I'm sorry?
Long Island, New York.
Oh, you're in Long Island. Yes, that's right. You did tell me that. And there's something special about Long Island. I don't know how to explain it. There is an energy there. And it's very difficult to explain. It's quite different from the city or Bronx or the Bronx or even Brooklyn. I mean, we had to drive through the Bronx just to get to Croton, where these guys lived. My children were raised about 45 miles from New York City, and it's green, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and something unexpected, right, Ellie? You didn't expect that out of, when people say New York, that's not what you imagine.
I didn't expect that at all. It's gorgeous. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous. The trees in the background, the deer coming by, and the frustration that you can't shoot one for dinner. But many things that you experience over there. It's just quiet. It's a bedroom community where you leave your keys in the car because there's that much trust. And the doors, I don't think we ever had locks on our doors. It was just one of those kitchen, the barn doors, literally.
I go out on vacation for 2 weeks. My windows are open and everything. I mean, there's nothing like that. Firstly, I don't possess anything.
What floor are you on?
First floor. I mean, there are only two floors. I mean, second floor. Depends on which part of the world you're talking about. In India, we call it first floor, ground floor, and then first floor. In America, we call the ground floor as the first floor, and then second floor. Right?
You're on the first floor. You're on the ground floor.
No, I'm not on the ground floor. I'm on the one above that.
You're on the second floor.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry to America.
Okay.
It becomes a problem when you become international. People have got different way of saying things. But
so where is your office? Otherwise, where is in this?
So our office is also on Long Island.
Also, so you don't even have to go to the city for any reason.
No, because my clients, I work at client sites most of the time, so which are in the city. So I have.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So where do you find, in places that you've lived the most relaxing. It didn't feel like you were, even if you're working, it didn't feel like you were working.
So in Long Island itself, I feel very relaxing actually.
Okay, good. Awesome.
Yeah, like the place I choose, and I mean, I wouldn't say I did hard work to find it or something, but it's so beautiful. Like I got like 6 big trees around my apartment, uh, and there is a lot of nature around it, even in this place, and so it helps me with the because like I can literally talk to trees even when I'm I'm not on anything. I mean, I know people talk to trees when they are on drugs or something like that, but I can literally talk to the trees. I sometimes have conversations with them, and it's beautiful. I love it over here. But of course, there are other places which enhances it, but I can't work from those places. What is that noise? Did you hear it?
Don't know.
Ellie's just filling up some of the glasses of water. She got a huge jug with a little pump on top.
That's how it comes in Varna, like with all that music along with it.
So,
Yeah.
so taking it one step further, Luke, you never completed where you found this kind of thing, peace, where you're working and it doesn't feel like you're working. And for me, that's literally everywhere on the planet I go, except for maybe no, Hong Kong is included as well. It's the same. I even though I'm working there, I've stayed there for 3 months at one point, and I really, it's just there's a different vibe, a different feel to everything, and you kind of fit in. You eat the food like a native. You live like a native. You only don't speak like a native. That's the only thing we don't do. But we should try. I mean, if we're gonna make Varna home, we actually have to really get some form of mastery over the Bulgarian language. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I've been studying with this 17-minute languages.
Yeah. Remember Udo, Ashok?
Yeah, I know. Uno is the one who came up with this.
Yeah. Udo came up with all of this, and when I heard about that, I signed up for this Bulgarian language program. 17-minute languages. Udo is a genius at putting it all together.
Yeah. I did his Spanish one.
Huh?
Yeah, it's amazing.
¿Se habla español?
Sí, señor.
Oh, très bien. Not très bien. That's French. Bueno. Very good. Very good. I only know the important thing. Uno más cerveza. And
yeah, I know.
¿Dónde está el baño?
Yeah. I learned all of those things, except for like some of the things are very, very confusing when you don't know it. And but I learned all the essential things. I basically.
How do you say "I love you" in Spanish?
Te amo.
Te amo?
Yeah, that's the first thing I learned. What do you think? Before even learning good morning, good evening, how are you?
Te amo. Wait. Isn't that Italian?
Te amo is Italian, right?
Te amo is Italian.
Yeah, but it is the same thing in Spanish, so it may be the same.
Wait, I learned this from Taco Bell. It's tequila. Is it tequila?
Tequila.
No. Damn. If anybody speaks Spanish here, please help us a little bit. Yeah. No. Not tequila thing. Tequila. No.
It is tequila. It is
there
tequila.
was. It was.
It is tequila.
Say it again.
Tequila.
Yeah. Tequero. That's what I thought. Tequero. It was that little dog I got you, Luke.
Okay,
that little Taco Bell dog. You press the little thing. Tequero. It says I love you.
There are little subtleties in Spanish language. So when you say tequero, it actually means literally, if you ask a Spanish person, is that I like you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And te amo is I love you, but in the English translation, it is considered the same thing, you know.
Depends on what happens the night before. It could be I like you, I love you. Depends.
Depends on what is happening in this night. That's what is important.
So Joycelyn says, I think Italian and Spanish almost the same. I think te quiero.
Okay, I will take care of then. But
Yeah.
but the thing is, like when I started learning, so I have to go to Cuba, and so I was going to spend some time with my friend, like a week. Now you can call it friend or whatever you want to call it, but she didn't know a
Cassie.
word.
Were you
No,
with Cassie?
no, I wasn't with Cassie.
She loves Cuba. She never stops talking about it.
I know it's a beautiful place,
Uh-huh.
but she did not know a word of English, and I didn't know a word of Spanish. A mutual friend introduced us, and I'm like, okay, this is not going to work. Okay, but I will try it, right? So I learned some of the things. And one I learned is I love you. Okay, my love is mi amor. So I will always use ti amo mi amor. Okay, or you can use ti quiero or whatever, right? And I learned like the one word which is like did you like it, which is mean te gusto, right? So I learned that, and whatever it is, like we were with the friends and I had some time together, but then that friend, she called me back again. She said, I want you to come over here, like I want to take you around and everything. I'm like, okay, I don't understand the language. Talking with on the text, Google Translator is okay, you can translate, but when you are in front of a person, you cannot pull out the phone. And plus the problem is in Cuba, internet is not available everywhere. So when that is not available, you can't actually translate it properly. So she said, don't worry, like we don't need the language. I understand you, even though you speak in English. She didn't understand it. I know that. And I said, okay, fine. So because I always step into the unknown, I said, okay, this is stepping into the unknown. People say love has no language. I'm going to go over there. So this is how I did. Everything which we did, I knew this word. Okay, te gusto means do you like it, right? So everywhere.
Did it taste good? Right?
Te gusto.
Isn't that what it is?
Te gusto.
The gusto means it tastes good.
Do you like it? That's what it literally means. Do you like it? I have to go to the Google Translator.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. But that's her. She understood. Okay. So everywhere we go.
Here. I have serious help here from the expert. Ciao. Alberto says in Italian, ti amor. I love you. Like you say, ti voglio bene.
Hey, there you go.
Means what?
See, we are a language expert. So
So he's Italian. He's Italian.
So basically, this is what I did. I don't know what she understood by that, but I.
What?
Who,
Sorry?
Alberto?
Alberto is half Japanese now. He's married a beautiful Japanese woman. They have a gorgeous child who's growing up would be more handsome day by day by day by day. It's amazing. Leon is his name.
Where does Alberto live?
Well, he flies between Rome and just outside Tokyo, I think. Yeah, he's a big star. He's a big star.
Very good. Welcome to the show, Alberto.
Yeah.
So I have got a tips for people who are going to other countries and just learn the word like in that language. Do you like it? And I spent the whole week based on that sentence, right? We go to the restaurant. I say, te gusto? She says, sí. And we go there again. She said, no, we don't go there again. We are doing something. I said, te gusto? She says, sí. I continue doing that. And she said, no, I know. That's how I spent the whole week. It was the most amazing week. So
it works in the restaurants and it works in the bedroom. Yeah. Okay.
Works everywhere. Everywhere. It works everywhere. Like you go to the beach, like you say, She pointed to the beach and said, "You go slow." She said, "Yes, we go there again." She said, "No, you don't go there." So that is one word which can take you through the whole week. Yes, no, and do you like it? That's it.
Did you
That's my
did,
super tip.
did you meet her parents?
No, because her parents did not live in Havana. They lived in a place which was 7.5 hour drive from Havana. So I did not dare to
Excuse me,
go over
guys, one
there.
more.
All right,
Yeah.
because
And he go to the bathroom. He goes to the
because
bathroom too much, Ellie.
when 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 they introduce you to the parents, it's a big deal in Spain and even in Mexico. Just to let you know. Or I don't know about Cuba, but when you meet the parents, I remember a long time ago when I introduced a foreign-speaking woman to my mother. At that time, single and everything, and I said to my mother that she's mentally off, that she has a problem, and that she will speak very loudly and very slowly. So just be tolerant. And then I told the girlfriend that my mother is hard of hearing and she cannot hear and she doesn't understand it, has to speak very softly, very loudly. And so you can imagine I was just laughing my head off. It was this woman who hardly speaks any English and trying best. "You are okay?"
Oh
My mother said, "Yes, I am okay."
So it's like people talking over a bad internet connection, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like some people, I mean, we are lucky enough to have exposure to all these different cultures and different places. Some people never even gone out of their town and they live their whole life, and that's how they are going to leave this world. And even in this day and age, like I remember, I don't know which comedian was that, like I think it may have been Chris Rock, and and he was talking on a show, and he said, "My parents never got out of Brooklyn. They thought the world ends at the Brooklyn Bridge. So they never gone out of that. So they had exposure to certain kind of people." And he said, "So I got famous. Now when an Afro American guy gets famous, what is the first thing he does? He got a blonde white girlfriend." And he said, "So I got a blonde white girlfriend. So I have to introduce her to my parents. So I bring it in." He said, "My parents look at her and they keep on looking and they keep on looking. They said, 'We don't know what this is, but you can keep her. She look good.'" and they have never seen a blonde before, right? Can you imagine that?
We are joined by Noraini. Welcome to the house. Noraini is from Penang, but now lives in Johor Bahru, I think, or KL. I'm not sure. I think it is KL. And Noraini, in case you want to come back into the or come into the discussion, we are talking about places on Earth where you feel, even if you're working, you're sharpening the sword and relaxing, and all of your senses come alive. Alberto, you can chime in at any time as well, and tell us what places on the planet you feel most at home and yet most relaxed, and so that when you're working, you don't feel like you're working. So we'll open it up for discussion right now. She says, "I got Wi-Fi now," which is a
She's
big
better than me.
improvement. Yes, and how? Wait, she's got Wi-Fi. How are you doing what you're doing then, Ashok? 4G?
Also, yeah, 4G, 5G actually.
Okay. Wow,
Yeah,
very cool.
I did
How
it.
do you feel? How do you feel
And
about all this big hoo-ha about 5G and the body and all of that?
I mean, like the frequencies, your body always have to adapt to the new. When you blanket everything with a different technology, your body always have to adapt to it, and we are going to adapt to it. It's much higher frequency than what we are used to. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, there will be a little body always adapt. It takes a little time, but yeah, some people are going through all these things, and I would not deny it 100% because I don't know enough about it. So I'm not denying it's doing something or not doing something, but I know whenever they put in, like, they blanket the planet with all these new technologies, there are people who get sick because their body is not used to that, and because we are a vibrational being and we have got our own frequency. So think about that frequency working with all these other frequencies, and it's not adapted to that. So there will be a lot of noise which we are bombarded with, and of course that is going to have issues, right?
I was just being told by someone who is a psychic or whatever, or I think it was Noraini who sent me a link to this person, and that person seems to suggest that we will have an increase in solar winds or solar radiation coming our way to make us even sicker in the next little while, and to create some upheavals like volcanic activity in places like Singapore and Indonesia, not too far nearby. And people say, well, that's impossible for Singapore to have any kind of seismic activity, because even though we're in the fire, the belt of fire, in the Pacific belt of fire, we don't have anything like that kind of stuff happening in this area. But let me remind people who are from Singapore and listening to this program that there is a hot spring in Singapore, not too far from where I am, actually, which means that at some point there's a fissure that's going so deep, and there's magma that's heating up this water to create superheated water, which is now going to, at some point, blow up, and that volcanic activity might just create the tsunami, which might just flood the city, which might just we don't know.
Well, just south of you, there's been a lot of volcanic activity in Indonesia recently.
On the other side of Surabaya, which is the big island, yes, there's a lot.
Yeah,
but also at the same time, they go into discussing that a lot of people will now, because of this massive electromagnetic storms on the sun coming towards the earth, that you will experience headaches and various other things. And also at the same time, you will start to see visions. And I've been getting strange visions lately. No, Ashok, it's not about jungle women dancing naked with the piranhas. It has a lot more to do with what might happen in the United States, and the massive upheaval, even the possible assassination attempts on, that person who shall not be mentioned, and so on and so forth. And all of these things are becoming more and more real. I thought first day I dreamt it, ignore it. 3, 4, 5 days in a row, no, something is not right here. And I made sure that the last thing I'm watching is not some violent thing, but something a little bit more rosy and happy, and So it cannot be that. So what do you guys think of something like that?
That's completely possible. These electromagnetic influences have a huge effect on our body. I wonder if that might be the reason why Ashok felt so relaxed in the Amazon, because there is no Wi-Fi, there is no internet, there's nothing.
But this is coming from the sun,
It very well could be. Who's to say what the future holds?
Let me ask the resident but quiet psychic from New York, Long Island. The Long Island medium. No, there's the Long Island medium is not far from where he is, actually. But let's ask the Long Island psychic what he thinks.
Basically, we are a vibrational being, so everything has got effect on us. It's like what stage you are. Like if you got a lot of money and you lose some of the money, it will have lesser effect on you. if you don't have any money and you lose money, it has got a bigger effect. It's the same thing with these vibrational frequencies. If you are vibing very high and you are doing the work, like you're doing the meditation and you're staying in tune with the uh, whatever we want to call it, divine and everything, your level is so high. When these things comes in, they have least amount of effect on you than the person who is very stressed and don't have any practices. They have a most effect, because that's what I was coming to Singapore. The Singapore, I don't know for sure, like somebody was talking about Singapore or Hong Kong. I think it was probably Singapore, that people only want to work all the time, and they don't have any of those practices. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're absolutely correct. It's not about the work. It's not the work that they want. It has more to do with money. It has more to do with material gains and material possessions. Everything materialistic you could possibly think of. Yes, this what do I call it? Personifies when people talk about Singapore. Although you have to understand that that's an absolute generalization. There are very, very beautiful people here whose only concern is to help others, and they do it at the cost of everything they have, everything they own. So they don't have the dream of they call it the 5 C's, right? In Singapore, Luke: cash, condo, credit card. Help me, Luke. You were here for a while. Ellie, you were living in Singapore for a while.
I haven't heard that.
Cash, credit card, condo, Caucasian, no.
Cocaine and condoms.
Cars. Yes. There you go. I have no idea. Oh, club. Yeah, people had clubs and things like that. So everybody shows off their possessions, and so we get all of this stuff here.
Yeah, I knew that is a generalization, but like most people over there, like if I want to do generalization of people in Bali, I would say they are more spiritual over there, and it is of course a generalization. But hi Rani, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the
Welcome.
show.
I'm finally here.
Oh my God, that's sweet.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the
Thank
show.
you.
Finally here. Nice to see you.
Finally. Yeah.
Yes. So
Hello.
you were going to say something, Lorraine.
About? I'm just kidding. It's so nice to finally see you guys.
Nice to be
Oh
seen.
God, my camera. Yeah. And so we are talking about what's going on.
Yes, thank you for tuning in and not paying attention. Yeah.
I definitely I was like halfway trying to get in.
I definitely got that, you know.
I did hear something about the 4 C's in Singapore.
Yes, we're done with that. We're talking about how we can de-stress, relax in places on the planet that you found this to be very useful, so that even though you're working, you don't feel like you're working.
Well, to me, that is a bit out of the subject because currently I'm not working, but I am trying to get jobs, which is quite difficult at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying.
That must cause you some stress. So how do you deal with that stress?
Just go with the flow. Just
once
taking my
every
time.
20. What does that mean? The go with the flow once every 28 days, or?
No, just by daily basis. Just go with the flow with the daily basis.
I got it.
Take one day at a time.
Well, thank you for that.
Just be happy with the fact that I have some time to spend with my son.
Yes.
And that's what matters the most. And then it's going to be hectic once I start working.
Yes, it will be. So that's good. You're looking at the positives. You're seeing the silver lining in the dark clouds. Yeah,
Yes, yes, always.
always. And
Why they call it silver lining, not a golden lining? Isn't gold better than the
because
silver?
because
Because you
because
always see a silver lining on the
no,
clouds.
and because gold has gone too high also, and all I can afford is
Exactly.
silver right now. So I'm just going for the silver.
All the
Yeah.
Indian women are very happy with that because they have a lot of gold jewelry, 24 karat gold. Your mommy will be
Hold on.
pretty
Hold
happy.
on. Hold on.
Yeah.
So okay. So Luke,
Somewhere.
you have any
You want me to put
questions for
somewhere?
Just
Norani?
put it somewhere.
Like where?
Just put it
Absolutely. I
on.
mean,
I'm going to put her in the background for a minute. And Luke, continue with asking relevant questions that maybe she and her son could answer. Okay?
well, not so much a question. I love something that she brought up, and the
Okay,
best
great.
way to be happy is to
Mhm.
enjoy
Sorry.
the moment and through gratitude.
Hi.
Being so thankful for what we
Sorry.
have and what's there.
Mhm.
Do you guys practice in your life any? I've been recently starting a meditation with Ellie every morning and starting a gratitude list because it starts our morning off in the right kind of way. Do you guys have any kind of practice to bring that feeling of gratitude in your life?
All the time. All the time. I'm always thankful for every single thing that happens and comes into my life. Whether it's people, whether it's food, whether I'm able to spend time with my son, whether I'm able to take him out just for a walk or something. Always thankful and always grateful because, in a way, we are safe. I'm happy to still be alive with no sickness and whatsoever. So, and able to see you guys and hear you guys every time whenever you guys come online. So, thank you, God.
Oh, thank you. What's your son's
Yeah.
name?
What's your
Karim.
Tareem. It's so nice
Karim
to meet you.
Alexander.
Tareem Alexander. My middle name's Alexander too.
Wow, nice.
Look,
And
Gillian.
Ashok, we love Ashok with all his antics.
I definitely laughed every time, you know or not. Like seriously, every time I just watch something or just something funny, I always laugh.
He's enjoying the show right now, and all the time whenever you guys come in.
Good. So Ashok is one of those individuals that makes everything serious but funny at the same time. He has that gift. He doesn't make it so heavy.
And
But
he's
there's
not
learning.
smiling
There's a
much
lot.
right now.
Not, oh no. He's in his guru mode right now. He's in his guru mode. You don't want to disturb the guru when he's doing what he's doing.
Oh,
But thank you, Rani, for sharing my show all the time and sharing this show. And on this Saturday, 11 o'clock on the show, we will be talking about the very serious topic, which is
oh,
triggers and blind spot
triggers
with
and blind
Dr.
spot.
J.
Yeah, those are names. Those are names of horses that are in the Kentucky Derby. Trigger is the grandfather of Blind Spot.
Yeah.
Not to be
What
to
do
be
you tell
confused
me
with
about?
Hotspot.
I can barely hear you.
Yeah. So we're talking about horses on Saturday with Ashok.
Oh really? Oh really? What horses? Horsepower?
Trigger is the name of the horse. What is the name of Lone Ranger's horse? Do you remember anybody?
Lone Ranger's horse.
Yes. Do you people even watch TV? I
Oh
was
my
addicted to
God.
TV when I was a child. Ashok, do you remember the Lone Ranger?
I
Hi-yo,
know
silver away.
I know
Silver.
Silver and Tonto,
No,
right?
Tonto is the Indian.
Oh
But
yeah.
the horse is silver.
Right.
I mentioned it because it's about silver linings, and that's what Ashok gives us is silver linings, kind of like the Lone Ranger, guru from the Long Island.
He's not so alone. He's always surrounded by with ladies. So how can he be
Always.
alone?
Oh,
He's
All
never
the
alone.
time.
He's never alone.
Yeah.
Who's
Dr.
alone?
Mel is always alone.
who's alone?
What you asked the question? There was a lot of echo in there. I don't know what she's at.
Ronnie and Alexander, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate Kareem.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here finally.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah.
being here.
And
Bye.
and going through with all our antics.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So,
nice to meet you.
Ashok, you've made an impression on that little kid. He watches you all the time.
You see that? I got fans. Like I always says like I got fans. Now I got fans from 8-year-old to 80-year-old. Or so broad range, very broad range. I want to ask you, what is this uncommon sense with? I think you misspelled it. With the DMT, you meant like you said DMG.
That's my name.
That's your name, DMG. Oh, Dr.
Yeah.
Malcolm. Oh, I couldn't. I thought DMT. I was there's a very difference over there.
We see what we miss. We usually do. For Luke, that begins with what letter, Luke? He doesn't want to say. Ellie doesn't want to say. Nobody wants to say. Anyway, it begins with P. Luke, peace of mind. We're talking about peace of mind. Don't let your mind go anywhere else. Yeah, hey, or a trigger, depending on how we bring it up. So Ashok, tell them a little bit more about what we will be discussing. I think, am I on your show on Saturday, right?
Yes, yes,
okay.
You are.
And
As far as I know.
and if you are in Singapore, I apologize ahead of time. It's such an ungodly hour to have a show. What time is that?
I don't know, maybe 11 p.m., right?
It's 11 p.m. for me, and it will be 11 a.m. for Ashok, because in New York, nobody wakes up before 9.
But like, what do you do in Singapore? I mean, next day is Sunday, nobody's working. So you go to sleep listening to our show. That's a big thing. You will have some nice lucid dreams, probably.
For most people. For me, every day is a working day.
Yeah, you work all the time. Like I see you sometimes up in like 3 p.m. my time. That must be 3 a.m. over there. So I'm like,
yeah, how do you know that?
Because I'm awake too. Like it's 3 p.m. for me. I'm looking in there and like Mel Gale is online. I'm like, okay, fine. Some guy is working at least at that point.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's
there's a lot. There's a lot I have to accomplish and finish. I can't wait to finish them though. It'll be exciting for the world.
That's and this time on the show, depending upon the schedule, like I think I will also have a guest on that one who is this famous TV anchor in Belize. Like everybody knows her in Belize, and she may come online. I mean, she was asking me some questions. I'm like, why don't you come on the show and ask me the question?
I might know her. You wanna?
From Belize.
I might.
Her name is Indra Craig. She's like.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're having Indra Craig on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. I don't know who she is though, but yeah.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, you are not from Belize. That's why I wasn't giving you the name because like, who knows from Belize? Like, how many people know that? Whenever I feel missing her, I go to the TV channel over there, and she's reading the news in the evening. Like very smart woman. Like, and depends on if she's available. And she had a question which I said, come on the show. Dr. Melgill is the right person to answer that. But I'm not going to tell you what the question is.
No, but you are also going to be answering questions. I hope I'm not the only one doing it because it's your show. You have to. I'll just support. like a good bra from behind. I'll just support you.
I thank you. I appreciate that. But this question you are going to answer. So we will see.
Okay. Do you know that now they've improved StreamYard so that you can have up to 10 guests? So bring as many people on as possible, friends, and we can have a nice big, Brady Bunch kind of discussion. Maybe Luke might want to join that discussion as
I'll
well.
send you the link too, Luke, and Ellie
So
as well.
11 would be what time for you, Luke? That would be 7.
I think 5 hours ahead. 5 hours ahead, right?
Yeah, what's 11 minus 5?
Minus
should be able to make it.
11 minus 5. My 11 minus 5.
Minus 5.
So both of them, we wasted money for school here. It's 6 o'clock. Okay, good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Let me calculate 11 minus 5.
Yeah, and neither one of them had their phones with them, so they couldn't calculate in their heads. So anyway, so it'll be about 6 o'clock for you guys. So get ready and be on there as well. So it'll be very good. Yeah. And Noraini asked about the link. If you were paying attention, Noraini, while you were on, we talked about that link. We talked about those predictions, and that's why I asked my resident psychic and guru, Ashok Thakur, what he thought about Earth changes and political changes and how the sun and energies and everything affects everything. What he sees or feels is up and coming.
Yeah, Earth is always changing. It's going to keep on changing, and because we didn't take care of it for a while, so it's taking care of itself. It has to come and teach us humans that we cannot keep on doing what we keep on doing. It's not. Earth will take care of it. It's the humans which we have to worry about, and we have to do the right thing. Then it is a chaos, but the chaos is not random. They looked at the chaos, and when they looked at it, they see when you look at it from far away, they see actually there are patterns in there, and they are leading to something. So it has to go through what it has to go through, and some of us, unfortunately, are going to fall off the cliff. And that's the way it is, and that could be me, or that could be you, or anybody, and that thing happens.
I think Trump has rubbed off on Ashok a little bit. It is what it is. No,
Trump doesn't say it is what it is. He said, "I've got everything under control. It is nothing." He said it's nothing. I say it is what it is.
No. That he said that in an interview and asked 160,000 Americans have lost their lives, and he says it is what it is.
Oh, I didn't know.
What the hell? What the hell?
Yeah, I did not know that he said that, but
already one death is too much. 160,000 did not have to lose their lives. Did not. And these people in Bulgaria, without the mask, walking around thinking their psychic powers are going to help them. I don't know.
When you go how people are biased about those things. That's where the show is coming from, triggers and blind spots. Because if you go to Facebook, you see one of my posts in there where my friend Lamiz and we were wearing the mask which says "We love," right? And what happened is somebody got triggered very badly, one of my friends, and she said, "Oh, you're making a political statement," and blah blah blah. And I put in the comments, and then I said, "Oh, wait a second. People see what they want to see because they cannot see their blind spot, and it is triggering them into something." I was like, hopefully you didn't. Like every time I put in a post, I know somebody is going to make it political, but it's not political. I was saying just whichever way it is, like if think about the people around you, even if you don't believe in it, if they feel uncomfortable, just wear a fucking mask. What's the big deal about it?
I have a way around that. I have a way to solve that.
Okay.
So that it will never, wearing a mask will never trigger the anti-maskers. Is that a right word? Or to be involved, or to be involved in the mask debate. Mask debate. Sounds familiar. But anyway, yeah, the mask debate. You be careful how you say that. Very fast. Is to put a mask with a sign that says, "This is not a mask. I just got bad breath."
Or you can say, calm the fuck down. Sorry.
No, there seems to be two sides of this debate. There's one that says, everyone needs to wear masks and it's the only way to stay protected. And the other side of this debate says, no, even these masks, the filtration is such that this COVID virus is so much smaller, the mask won't do anything other than deplete your oxygen and lower your immune system. And it's really, there's some people that say, it doesn't matter what kind of crap I eat, how much I exercise or don't exercise. As long as you put the mask on, we'll be safe. And no matter which side you're on, I think Ashok's right. Be love. Love each other, whatever they decide, and be the best you can be every day.
Yeah, so, people see whatever they want to see in anything. And that's the thing, because they are going to make their own opinions about everything. And that is triggered by what their blind spots are. So on that post, I was just pulling out that post. On that post, in the background, it says, I think that when the dust settles, we will realize how little we need, how much we actually have, and the true value of human connection. And in the caption, it says, mask or no mask, please be love. Treat each other with love, compassion, and respect. Everyone has a different way of dealing with stress in these challenging times. And so this one person picked up the mask in there. She made a big deal about it. You can see the whole conversation going on. And some people will avoid it. I try to answer that. But like somebody else picked up that caption in the back and says, oh, what a beautiful post. Like, I love this, what you said about that. So it's like, what are you looking at? And that's what prompted me to do this. Like, I'm like, okay, we have to talk about triggers and blind spots and where they come from, because like these are the things which keep us from living our full life without us knowing about it, keep us away from celebrating life.
So Luke and Ellie, your input on that show on Saturday is going to be very important. We could do a prelude to that on Friday, and talk about some leading up to that, and what some of the main issues are, and maybe we can talk about current affairs as well and the hypocrisy around all of this. Talk about hypocrisy. I don't know if you ever heard several years ago, who the English Patient. Do you remember that movie, The English Patient? What was the actor's name? Ralph.
No, I thought
Fiennes?
it was Hugh.
Ralph Fiennes, I think it was. In the middle of the desert, he had an affair with his best friend's wife, and so on and so forth. The English Patient, and he was on his way to Australia. No, he was on his way to India from Australia on Qantas to do a talk about protected or safe sex. It was called safe sex. But he had an affair with one of the Qantas stewardesses in the bathroom, and they didn't practice safe sex. So he was the ambassador for safe sex in India, talking about Ralph Fiennes, and he didn't practice it. So it was a big hoo-ha, damaged his credibility and all of that sort of thing as well. So those kind of things we will see happen here for a lot of people who say they don't believe in the virus. They don't They don't believe that this happens, and so on and so forth. And yet behind the Americans' backs, the American citizen, they are cashing out on and buying short the markets because they know what's happening and they know what it was. And so behind the scenes, they stockpile all of these vaccines or possible vaccines and so on and so forth. And so you have big pharma coming up with their agendas to make sure that you have more expensive vaccines than the cheap alternatives that are available, and so then da. So we're going to have a lot of big fights. But the problem with triggers and what was the other thing? Triggers and
Blind spots.
blind spots. That word blind spot, if you know and you can see, it means you're educated. If you cannot see, you are uneducated. So if you, it's like the Buddha, and I hate to say it like this, when he said, if you argue with an idiot, now there are two. So at some point, you just kind of put on your mask, instead of putting on your hat and leaving, put on your mask and just leave.
Yeah, but it's also some of those blind spots because we are not aware of it, or if you are, everything ends up with a relationship, like, and then if your partner is not aware of it, you can end up having disaster in your life, and it keeps you away from celebrating life. And I'll talk it on the show. Like, there was another incident where one of my friend, um, I got both the friend, the boyfriend and the girlfriend, and one of them tickled the another one. That was almost the end of their relationship because one of them, from when she was a little kid, she had a trauma from that, and somebody tickled her and abused her. Now the guy had no idea, and that almost ended up their relationship. So I will talk about that on the show, like how, because that's what I thought, why it is so important that not only you know your blind spot in a relationship with the partners, they have to share what they go through, because that brings up the compassion in the other person, not from a victim point.
I have a headache from that.
I know that.
No, because I'm trying to conceptualize, how do I see the invisible? If it's a blind spot to me, how would I know it's there?
So that's what the discussion is. That's where the psychologist comes in. That's where the good friends comes in. And I said your happiness and joy is also, even though happiness is an inside job, but don't be with the people who are depleting that. Be with the people who are adding to that. That will become a bonus, even though you have got a happiness inside. Yes, it's an inside job.
Even that has a problem. Because if you are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with, then what does that say about people like Jesus Christ or the Buddha? Because the people around them are not Buddha and not Jesus, and they're all prostitutes and fishermen and and uneducated people and so on and so forth. But that means they become like them? Or is there a different way of seeing things? But if you were amazing, you were shining like nobody's business, you were a Messiah type person, and you had all of that energy, and it doesn't matter who surrounds you, you're fine, you're okay. You're not externally validated, you're internally validated.
I understand. I'm not saying you need external validation. That's why I said happiness is an inside job. Okay, so you are happy in there, but you don't want to be in the bad neighborhood.
But happiness can be an inside job, can be a hand job, can be anything. Happiness is whatever you make of it sometimes. Because here is Ellie being whipped by Luke. I mean, with a real whip. And some part of the world, they'll say, oh my God, you're abusing your woman. But the people who produced 50 Shades of Grey would say, oh my God, you're arousing your woman. So 50 billion people, 50 billion opinions. So that's where we're going to find a lot of fire. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
So many ways to be happy. Ultimately, you got to look inside and see what's going to make you happy. Talk with your partner about what might make you happy. Experiment with new ways. Why not?
How about just be happy? Refuse to be sad.
Well, I mean,
I refuse to be sad. Do you know that some people who come to me now and ask me about their I use the sound because that's what they all sound like, very nasally. It's like those mosquitoes a little bit, and they're all there and then I say, excuse me, hang on for a second. I gotta go find somebody. What? Who are you looking for? I'm telling you something important. I said, no, I gotta find somebody who wants to sit here and listen to that because I don't. I have to go here. I have to go do something. I really do. Because really you're just repeating shit over and over again. And there's no because you wear that shit on yourself like a badge. Like a badge of honor. You know, my life sucks. I think, come on, if it sucks, change something. Do something different, do something else. What the hell? You know, and then maybe I'll spend more time with you because it's more fun. And by the way, the butterflies, do you see them mating outside? I'd rather watch butterflies mating than to listen to this thing. You know? Have you ever watched butterflies mating, by the way? You haven't.
Get a better life. There are other things you can watch mating, okay, rather than butterflies. Okay, that's what I will do. And your life sucks, Dr. Gill. I think watching the butterfly.
My life would be wonderful if there was somebody that sucks, but that's a different story.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? And it's I was talking with somebody and she said my life sucks, and I said I don't think you should be talking to me, and she said, but I think you are going to help me. I said, well, because you have to help yourself, and I said, you are a beautiful woman, like what is the problem? And she said, because I don't get a date, like men run away from me, and she's such a beautiful woman that people like I can never imagine that, but that's what happens to people, you know. Like,
do you know that I have a hot date every night? I mean, I haven't told you this, but it's true.
I've got a box full of dates in my closet.
Yes, that's right. I put it in the microwave. If anybody asks me, hey, Mel, what do you do every night? I have a hot date every single night. And he says, and you know, there are a lot of women that come and visit me, you know, because they're all troubled and need help and this and that. And people say, well, that's sad for you, isn't it? No, they're all very hot. They're hot women. They're very hot. And he says, really? Yeah, every single day I meet hot women because my air conditioning doesn't work.
Yeah, there you go.
They're very hot.
I mean, you figure it out. Once somebody is getting used to your humor, I think they already took care of a lot of traumas in their life.
Humor? It's true. What are you talking about, humor? It's true. It's absolutely true. Ronnie came into the picture. What, Ronnie, you want to add something to the discussion?
Always having a problem with guys. All the time.
Okay, the guru's listening. The love guru's listening. Shoot.
They're always asking for sex from the first meeting. I have this problem.
Do you want to have sex?
I do.
She wants to pray and to go take walks and go grocery shopping mostly.
So what is the problem? You want to have some guys asking for sex? I mean, you don't like the guy? That's what it is?
I just have situations where I can't really just go and drop everything and just go. One thing, there's my son. Another issue is about place. This man don't have the decency to find a place. You know what I mean?
Where does he want to have sex? I'm so sorry. I have to ask the details.
At my place.
At your place.
I'm staying.
Okay. Yeah. I can understand.
Why not in the car?
Hell no.
Well, Luke was conceived in the car. I mean,
here you go. Now you start Luke for the rest of his life. Okay, here you go. Ellie, remember your kids are going to be scarred too with that thing.
My
They're
God.
I mean,
Yeah.
or maybe
Okay, there's this issue. Okay, I'm a Muslim. One.
Okay.
Secondly, it's not
As,
really easy.
as a Muslim, you're not supposed to be having sex before marriage, right?
Exactly. That's
She's already
another
married.
issue.
She's already married, so that goes away.
My
Huh?
dear, I've never been married.
No, no, no.
I've never
You
been.
already were you married when you have your son?
No.
Okay, so you were not married at all. Okay, that's fine. So
Mm.
you are not supposed to have. So she broke that wall anyway. That
Yeah,
she's not
I
supposed to have sex before marriage.
So
being a different person that I am.
the Muslim thing doesn't figure here.
Yeah.
So leave
Out
that
out,
out.
out of the window.
Yeah.
Well, I
If
mean,
you
So
are,
it,
you're a bad Muslim. But yeah.
yeah,
oh.
that didn't fit in well.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay, but anyway, it's
Yeah.
like I'm just okay. Before I met Dr. Mel,
uh-huh.
before I started talking to him, he's a blessing to me. I have to tell you, because at that time I lost my son's father. He left me pregnant and went off, and he died back in his country. He's from Egypt,
Okay.
and so it's been 11 years for me since I had anything with any man or anything. So it's been difficult uh, uh, because I had to raise my son on my own with my mom, and who's also bedridden sick at the time. And I had these two people that I had to take care of. And I had no time for anything else, like for men or for dates or anything. You know what I mean? So it was really difficult in that sense. Being a person that I am, I was so free before, and I do what I like whenever I like, that sort of person. So having a child after that, I had to think things like 10, 20 times before I want to do things. So that kind of put me in a, I don't know, defense mode, I guess. So I want to overcome that. I mean, since my mom passed away 4 years ago, um, and my son recently had told me, I said, Mommy, I want a daddy. What do you do when you have this type of question thrown to your face? How do I even uh, do things? You know what I mean? There's a responsibility of taking care of him, responsibility of, I don't know, trying to look good like in front of him, not to look like a bad person. But I still have needs.
Yeah.
And I try to talk. I mean, I've been trying to talk to Ashok for forever now. But
He's
I
busy with
couldn't.
a lot of women. He can. So you have a question?
Exactly.
You have a specific question for Ashok that he might be able to help you with now, knowing your background?
What do I do? How do I mean, I feel like I want to do something. I want to be active again, sexually or whatever, but without feeling guilty about anything. How do I do that?
So I'm trying to put it in a way because like I'm always joking, but I know it's a serious matter for you. Like
Right.
uh, when
And
you are determined to do anything, you take all you'll figure out a way of getting rid of all the excuses which you have why you can't do something. Okay, you will figure out a way who is going to stay with your son. You'll figure out a way, like if you meet somebody and you want to have sex, you will figure out a way where to have sex. All those things can be found. I know you said you got a mother and a son to take care of it. I had 9 people in my family to take care of it. Okay, and I
wow.
was still doing everything whatever has to be done. I think the issue here is that this particular topic did not create enough pain for you just yet. You have a little pain, but it didn't reach the threshold. When it reaches the threshold, you will find that out. You will figure that out. There is a story of this dog, like in our neighborhood, when I was walking by it all the time, the dog will be always whining, like, and then the old man is sitting right next to him. And when I asked the old man, I said, why this dog is always whining? And he said, oh, because he's sitting on a bed of nails. And I was like, okay, if he's sitting on a bed of nails and he's crying all the time, why doesn't he get up? He said, because the pain is not that much for him. He's being in a compromised position. And he said, okay, that's the best thing I can do right now. When that pain becomes excruciating, you will figure out a way. So you are not there, or you decide that you are going to figure it out. And I have got a lot of clients who call me and tell me these things, and it's kind of a bad thing to say that you need to have more pain in a particular field, and then you will figure it out. I've got clients, they say, well, I can't get a date. I said, oh, what happened on this weekend? Like, I thought you were going to meet a guy, and they are like, oh yeah, because he want to meet at 7:30, and I said Stephanie doesn't do 7:30. I'm like, why doesn't Stephanie do 7:30? And they said, because I have to go to bed by 8:30. What the heck? Like, you make your personality in a way and figure out the excuses. Oh, I don't do that. If you really want to do something, you will figure out the way. So just think about that. And then you will figure out, you will figure out the man, he will figure out the place and everything. You will figure out who to take care of your son. Everything will be figured out. You just decide that that's what it's going to do. You are not going to stay in this painful state.
So to summarize, Ronnie, Ashok is saying that when you use the bed the next time, don't get nailed.
No, get nailed.
Huh?
No, it's a joke. But what we're saying is basically, sex should not be the first reason. Like Luke was talking about a why you do the things you do, and the why determines everything else. What you're looking for is a relationship. What you're looking for is someone who can be a companion, even without sex. Because sex is overrated, really, when you think about it. There are things you can do in meditation, in quietness, that actually are more amazing, more powerful, more stimulating, and more addictive than sex, believe it or not. When you open up your third eye, yes.
Okay, but that's not what I'm looking for.
What are you looking for?
I am looking for a relationship, but most of the time is the man that pass
They want
by
sex, yeah.
me, whatever, yeah, and I get hurt.
Walk away.
Yeah, you know.
Walk away. There are 3 billion men in the world, 3,000 million. You haven't met them all yet. Walk away. Somewhere there's going to be somebody who's attracted to you as a person. Yes, not just for your body. Yes, you want someone to love you totally, because you are a woman, to appreciate you as a woman. But that shouldn't be the first prerequisite. You got to have a mind as well, because you can be easily used and tossed aside. It's kind of sad, and that happens. That's the reality of this world, and this is what happens. I mean, I remember a woman was saying somewhere that when she looks at all these holy people and things like this, and people who claim to be gurus and such like, she's never met one that she trusted enough that she would spend the night with them on the bed and not be touched. And I think
that's the issue. That's the issue I get.
99% generalization again of men will not do that. You will be touched. But if you can come to a level where you are not, and then you have some form of respect, or some boundaries around you about what can and cannot be done, can and cannot be felt. I mean, the last one, look at your last one, right? You got involved with an Egyptian, he left you a mummy.
Mm.
Sorry, bad joke also, but not appropriate. But do you know what I mean, right?
I know what you mean, but we
Yeah.
were in love. That's the difference. We were. I mean, maybe from my
When
part,
when
I was in
when
love with him.
when you are naked and your genitalia is slamming against each other, you are both in love. But is it the
Right.
right kind of love? There are several
Right.
levels. My love guru will tell you that there is genital love, there is cerebral love, there is emotional love, there is the Greeks have 7 words to describe love. Filio, brotherly love. Agape is unconditional love. Eros is erotic love. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. He can probably fill you in on all of this stuff. So it's unfortunate that in the English language, we love everything. We love durians. We love cupcakes. We love, pussy. We love dick. We love whatever it is you love. What I suppose you want a man, not a woman, or could you also do a woman relationship?
Oh, I'm a bi. Yeah.
You are bi. I thought so. So safer
But
for
I don't
you.
do love relationship with women.
Listen very carefully. Explore the idea because it's relatively safer with a woman. Agreed?
Oh God. Yeah. Okay.
Just explore that to take care of that part of you that's so lonely that it's desperate. Don't let it become desperate, and don't let
I'm not
desperation.
desperate. Really, I'm
You
not desperate. It's
you
just that in
came
Malaysia,
onto a radio show in front of thousands of people to ask someone a question about wanting a relationship. Tell me again, you're not desperate?
please don't make it. Ah.
I know it doesn't sound good,
Oh.
but I tell it like it is. And you own it first. First, you say, yes, I am. There's a part of me that's lonely as hell.
I
And I
am
would like to
lonely,
feel that.
but I'm not desperate. If I'm desperate, I probably hit every guy. But the thing is, I'm not like
Really?
that. Yes.
We'll put your address right here and your phone number. They'll call. But
No.
do you want every guy? You don't want every
No.
guy. Yeah,
No, of course
exactly.
not.
Exactly.
It's just
And I think I remember I was in KL. I went to one of these hotel bathrooms and your name was there with the phone number. I wasn't sure.
yeah, very funny.
Do you want it to become like that?
No.
Where you are so easy?
Of course not.
No, you
That
value
is the
yourself,
issue.
right?
That is the issue right here because I
Are
value myself.
you
Right.
worth the right man?
Of course.
Excellent. I want you to be able to hold your head up high so that you tell your son, look, this is the kind of man I want you to become. Like that guy.
All the time. All the time.
And once you find that model of a guy, become the kind of woman he wants you to be. Because don't say, oh, he has to accept you for who you are. You don't fucking know who you are now. No clue. Right? So both of you are going to find out together. True?
Mm-hmm.
And then day by day, you're going to change. From the first day I met you, I told you, you deserve what? Love. You deserve
Right.
every good thing, right?
Right.
And that everything has a reason. I believe that if you had stayed with that Egyptian guy, you guys would be angry as hell with each other by now. True?
Because of the resentment that I got pregnant? Yeah, probably.
Yes, and many things and many other things, and the abandonment and all of that. Yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So breathe, relax. Ashok, you got Ashok here, who is a love guru, and he will help you through all of that. You've got Luke, who has been through so much of this, he cannot even begin to tell you the many things he regrets, and probably tell you about what is a better way for a woman to approach a man. And Ellie, who has been used and abused a lot in her relationships,
By Luke.
that She has
You guys together?
the whip. Yeah, you never know. But you see, the point is that you got a pool of people here who are talented. You got a pool of people here on the side. You see the list who are willing to jump in and help you. Dejan from Slovenia would be a perfect. Slovenian men are the nicest men I have ever met in my life, and they are honest, very honest, except for one. Well, he's Serbian, isn't he? That's a different story. Margarita could probably help you as well. She's a coach and also probably a relationship expert, I think. I'm not sure. But Margarita, welcome to the show. So Noraini, look for companionship with women first to fill up any of the social emptiness that we feel. Just the social. I didn't ask you to jump into bed.
Dr. Mel, in Malaysia, it's so difficult. Everything is so difficult in Malaysia. You know that.
Friends. I'm talking
Friends,
about friends.
friends.
Women friends first.
Oh gosh.
Build a nice social circle that you can you know. Look
I
at
don't
Ellie.
do that. I don't do that. I don't do women. Because most of the time they get jealous. Um, gossip, whatever. I don't do that.
See that's exactly the same which I was talking earlier. When the guy asked for a date at 7:30, she says Stephanie doesn't do that because Stephanie has to go by 8:30. You have got too many I don't do that things, right? And when you are looking
No.
for okay, so many of my clients come to me and they ask me all these questions, and I said you have to, at certain point when you are interacting with another human being, you have to sometimes put those I don't do that things alone just to test out the waters, just to go into something. And like one of my friends, like she was talking about, like she said, oh, this guy said hi to me and he wanted my phone number and everything, and I didn't give it to him. I said, I'm sorry. I'm like, why? She said, because I didn't like the guy. And I said, but if you would have been his friends, how do you know he didn't have one of the friends who could be your future partner or soulmate? You have blocked all those possibilities. When you say, I don't do this, I don't do this. I mean, I understand. I mean, there are certain things where you have to put in the boundaries, but putting too many boundaries, I mean, I wouldn't, like I say, oh, I can do everything, but I wouldn't let another partner shit on my face, literally I'm talking about. That's what people do, and that's excitement for some people.
That's
That is,
two Indians in a cup. I think I can see the video coming.
No, that's exactly.
Guys, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Ellie and I have an appointment to get to in 7 minutes at 6 o'clock. So we're going to cut out early here.
Yeah. I think we are going
to love to chat more with you guys about this next time.
I just saw the time. Oh my God, it's near midnight.
Thank you so much,
I think a lot of people, you see what's happening, Ronnie, in your social life, when you bring up all of this, I don't do this, I don't do that, everybody one by one is going to leave the room. I mean, like, this is happening now already. So you got to be the kind of person that's willing to bend, who's willing to be flexible. And so as a result, there are many things you quote unquote don't do, but don't talk about it like that. Just keep an open mind and not be so jealous. And she's so guilty about leaving the room, and she doesn't want to leave the room, but she took it anyway and left.
I do give a chance, a benefit of the doubt. I do give them.
I know, but don't even talk about what I'm talking about laying a boundary, but it's unspoken, right? Until they cross over that boundary, then you start to say, excuse me, this is not what I want. I'm looking for. and so on and so forth, and tell them what it is you want. But you have to be sure of yourself as well. Sometimes when you look at a man and you want someone who's attractive, that attractive person, you got to see past the external and look inside. Remember the stories of Beauty and the Beast and all of that? They have their origins in reality. If you can see beyond the outer, you will see the beautifulness inside, because you're asking them not to see the outside you, right? Because you wouldn't be the top 10 beauty queens of the world. You are fairly good looking. You're not ugly per se. You are wonderful. You will make a good friend. You will make a good lover too, maybe. I don't know. But also at the same time, while you are all of this, you must have that sense of worth when you're talking to someone. You cannot feel unworthy, because you will repeat your past relationship errors and mistakes. I posted a joke, I think, on Facebook, or maybe I'm going to do that tonight. You know, where the man says to the woman, let me give you a COVID test, and he said, just let me put it in just an inch, and she said, the last guy who told me that left me with 8 kids. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta leave. Well, thank you very much.
Oh
All
gosh,
right.
not you
Take
too.
care, Ashok. Yeah. You see what happens? Everybody leaves the room except for the
I was about to
psychologist.
say something.
Practice happiness from the very beginning. What did I tell you? Choose happiness. And if for now, if nothing else is there to fill that emptiness inside of you, and you try to turn outside and find a man or a woman or a camel to fill that emptiness inside of you, it's going to be a heavy burden to put on someone. Example. Okay, I know it's approaching midnight for me right now. If you were to come to me and say, I want to be in a relationship with you, I see burdens. I don't see light. I don't see happy. I see me trying my best every single fucking day trying to make you happy. What the really? I mean, look, I'm a human being. I need to experience happy people as well. It's kind of fun to experience happy people and not depressed people all the time. Depressed people, suicidal people, that's my work. Otherwise, if I'm in a relationship with somebody who's depressed all the time and has nothing but negative stories and negative things and oh my God, I'm a worker. I mean, I don't mind doing it some of the time, but every
Am I
single
depressed?
fucking day.
Do you feel I'm depressed?
You answer a question with a question. Let's deal with something at a time. One thing at a time.
Okay.
Let
Do
me
you think
ask
I'm
you.
depressed?
Let me ask you the opposite of the question. What's the opposite of depressed?
Am I happy?
Are you?
I am.
You look down for a second, and you have to tell me a
I was
lie.
adjusting. I was adjusting the thing.
Look at me directly. Are you happy?
Yes, I am.
All the time.
Not all the time.
How much of the time?
Most of the time.
What is most of the time? How much in percentages?
I would say 40 out of 60.
40% happy.
Happy. Yes.
60% what?
Not so happy.
Let's use another word, not without happy in it, because you've already used it in the 40%. What's the opposite of happy?
Sad.
Sad, depressed. You've answered your own question, haven't you?
Right.
So shouldn't that be the first thing you take care of? Because
I'm trying.
when you are looking for Mr. Right, you have a list. Give me
Mhm.
5 things in that list. Just 5. He should be
Pleasant looking.
pleasant looking. Okay. Peasant looking like a villager, or pleasant?
Pleasant.
Pleasant. Okay. Second,
Kind-hearted.
kind-hearted. Third,
Responsible.
responsible. Fourth,
Active.
what does that mean? Active. Like not dead.
Active. Like,
Like
yeah.
like not lying down all day long because they have no legs, or what?
Not, how do I say this? Be
English?
active with us, like with all 3 of us doing something, sport or
So
going outing or something.
vital, alive, lively is what you're
Right.
talking about. Okay, good.
Right.
Fourth, the fifth one, the last one,
Be loving.
loving. Wow. Nowhere in your list did you say depressed.
No.
You want him to be how many percent happy and how many percent depressed?
Maybe 80% happy, 20%
You bring
sad or something.
you bring yourself from 40 to 80, he will come.
Okay.
So choose happiness. And the way to do that is to do things that make you feel happy. Read things that make you feel happy. Hang out with people that make you feel happy. And finally, learn to change your thinking so that you start thinking about possibilities instead of my circumstance, my country, my blah, 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 my nipples, my whatever, is stopping you from this and that, whatever you think. Stop thinking about the problem, but think of possibilities. And then if you don't have that particular thing, what could you do to get it? And if you don't have a job, study. The internet is available to you. You just got Wi-Fi. And the biggest free university on earth is YouTube. Yeah, when your son sees that you are watching YouTube and learning something, whether it's a language, whether it's a skill, whether it's something else, or even type in YouTube right now, how to be happy. And then there are ways, and there are people teaching, and there's so many bloody gurus out there, so many coaches out there. Everybody and their mother is a guru and a coach, and everybody else. They will teach you so many things about this, and then you implement them and put them to work. And next thing you know, your 40% becomes 50%, becomes 60%, becomes 70%, becomes 80%. And you know what I predict when you reach 80%? And say, now I'm ready for the guy who's 80% happy. You don't need a guy at that point. My prediction. So you want to start doing that from today?
Sure. Definitely.
Do I have your commitment on that? Because I'll check in on you.
Yes, Dr. Mel, you have that.
Oh, wow. I love the enthusiasm. Yes, Dr. Mel, you have it. Wow. Is this what you're teaching your son? This is how enthusiastic you are about changing your life? I mean, we're talking about changing your whole frigging life.
I can't scream because there's neighbors.
All right.
All right.
Take care of your mother. Be happy all the time. And Ronnie, thank you for being on the show. We will keep up and start to become happy from today. From right now, be happy.
Yes. Thank you.
All right.
Same
Good
to you.
night. Bye. And here we are at the end of the show. Sometimes I don't have any music for you today because I wasn't prepared, and I apologize for that. But this Friday we will. This Friday, this show, Uncommon Sense, will begin at 9 p.m. Singapore time, 9 a.m. New York time, and 4 p.m. Bulgarian time. If you're listening in, we're continuing on the topic of how to be happy, really happy, and talk about not getting yourself into cycles where you feel as if everything around you is causing you stress or causing you pain in one way or another. Life is gorgeous. Life is beautiful. The problem with a lot of people is you don't look at the beautiful. You look at the things that are stopping you, the things that are holding you back. You look at the things that are ugly in your life, and so on and so forth. And so you make these determinants. But what if you move to a point where there is no more judgment? What if you move to a point that where you are alive, you are happy because you're alive? You are alive, and so you have an opportunity to meet new people in your life, whether they are people you have been looking for to fulfill that part of you that you thought would be fulfilled in that relationship, or you're using that relationship as a crutch. That's not a good thing, because you're hurting the other person at the same time. So if you want a relationship, don't look at it for selfish reasons, because, you know, part of my body is lonely and needs the opposite part, and so on and so forth. Go into a relationship because you think you can contribute to that person's life a lot, and that you can be a significant part of that person's life, and that you could possibly be a person who can make the person is already happy. You're just going to make them happier with your presence. But how could you make them happier when you are depressed and you're upset and you're angry and you're bitter? I mean, really, the people who have been total assholes to you, let them go. Let them go. Just let them go. There's no need to spend time on them. They will continue their lives. They will continue being who they are. No one will change because you spoke to them and told them that they are bad or whatever the case might be. But everybody will change when they know that you are no longer affected by anything negative that they do or say to you. So, good night. We shall see you this Friday, day after tomorrow. In the meanwhile, sleep tight. And when you wake up in the morning, kiss yourself. How do you kiss yourself? Whichever way you can. That you're alive and that you have remained so thus far. That you have survived anything that life could have given you. And more than that, you're walking a path of happiness. So look for all the silver linings. That's the secret to happiness. Good night, everyone.